size us next stream.
And meanwhile, I am live with Paper Mario, and yes, as you can see, the thumbnail, or as you can see, the file name is very interesting. You see it too.
Ben Hart Pride.
I know it's only one T, but I couldn't fit. And meanwhile, I am live with.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Hold on a second. Yes, as you can see, the thumbnail. All right.
Ben Hart's Premium Rat.
Sorry, my laptop accidentally
Even better
recorded
than Good Rat.
Accidentally recorded the audio from there. Well, at least I know it's working.
Because that's a question we all need to ask.
Meanwhile,
What
at the
is-
Legion of Doom.
What makes Good Rat?
Hey, Twink, those guards have stopped paying attention to us again. Let's sneak out of here. We might be able to find some news to help Mario. Do you think it's still safe to use that secret path? Don't you think Bowser's figured it out by now? It's still alright, Twink. I think Bowser hasn't noticed anything. He looks scary, but he's actually kind of stupid. And he's literally retarded. Let's get out of here. Come on.
Huh. I found a Mega Elixir.
No, that's not actually what Peach said. It's just.
Out of curiosity, are you one of those guys who hoards items until the very end?
No. Well, I am at the very end, so yes.
Okay. Now.
Alex, are you a Daniel Bryan fan?
Yes, I am very much a Daniel Bryan fan.
Okay, so.
Because you just quoted him.
I didn't mean to do that.
Who are
Yay.
you?
Yes.
Why, I'm Princess Peach. And who might
I
you
mean,
be?
I was about to make a JoJo.
Oh, you're
I'll
Princess
have to.
Peach. Everyone calls me the gourmet guy for some reason. I'm a fucking
That
fat ass.
You know, the funny
I
thing
guess
is...
I'd better report you to King Bowser.
Back in-
You aren't supposed to leave your room. But I am really hungry. Tell you what, I'll keep this a secret if you make me something really yummy. So, Princess Peach, what do you say? Will you cook me something or what?
The funny thing is...
I'd love to cook for you, Mr. Gourmet Guy, but I have no ingredients and no utensils.
Aw, that's no problem. There's a kitchen 1 floor below us. It's 5-star. You can go cook there.
It's her kitchen castle, so wouldn't she already know about it?
She's an idiot.
Yeah. The funny thing is, back in 2015, my 2 favorite wrestlers were Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, and I should have been hyped the fuck
Roman
up.
Reigns.
What?
Here,
Yeah.
you'll need this.
Roman was a
This
fucking...
key will open
Roman
the
was
door
fucking
that leads
awesome back then.
downstairs.
And they
Now you
fucked
can
him
get
up.
to the kitchen.
They fucked him
You
up.
got the castle
They fucked
key.
him up royally.
Opens a locked door in Princess Peach's castle.
I just saw him
So,
as he was there.
I'll just sit here and
Roman-
wait for my yummy meal, okay?
Roman used
Oh
to
yeah,
be cool.
I forgot.
And then-
there are plenty of
and then,
guards
like,
downstairs.
2015
Be careful.
2015 was when they changed him from being in like kind of a slick dude who could, hold his own in a fight, like to trying to make him like some kind of bombastic badass. And trying to make him out to be like oh, he's the strongest guy in WWE. And yeah, granted, credit where it's
Oh, I
due,
saw that
he was
war
pretty
effect coming.
strong, but he
Well, here's the kitchen.
wasn't.
So,
he's-
what shall we do first?
Like they fucked him up.
Princess Peach.
They turned
Each
Ah,
they
this
so
turned
looks
a
like,
perfectly good
like a
wrestler
good
in.
cookbook. Let's use it, okay?
They took a perfectly good wrestler who was good on the mic when you left him alone, and
How's
then
it
they
look,
started
Twink?
hand scripting his fucking promos.
Anything look really yummy?
Ouch.
Hang on a second. Oh, how about this? Special strawberry cake. Sounds
It's
good.
like-
Let's whip
It's kind of
one
like
up.
Kane and Undertaker.
Okay,
Or
Twink,
like
read me
Kane
the
is
recipe.
good when you let him just kind of talk, give him an outline.
Okay,
And when you
please
script
listen
out his
carefully.
lines, he sounds
Push.
awful.
Put sugar and eggs in a bowl. Go ahead, Princess Peach.
It's like when they started giving the Undertaker like specific lines to say,
When you've
Well, like-
finished, let me know and we'll move on to the next step.
That was when the plot stopped making any sense.
Kevin, why did you sound like Joey Wheeler?
honestly, the fact that there's a plot at all in wrestling is kind of unfortunate, but you know.
You know, I was kind of expecting Gourmet Guy's voice to be Guru's voice, but you know what? That's fine, I guess.
Oh.
Makes me wonder how the hell that Shy Guy got so fat.
Okay, let's move on to the next step then. Now, mix and whip the ingredients in the bowl.
We got a button mash, folks.
All set? When I say
Can
start,
Mary
press
Mary
A as
go-
fast as you can for 10 seconds to mix the batter. Are you ready? Start!
No.
Mary. Alright, Kevin, use that Mario Party knowledge to use.
That's it! Great job! Did it go well, Princess Peach? Okay, let's go on to the next step then. Now, put flour and butter in the bowl. Go ahead, Princess Peach. Just
By
let
the
me
way,
know when you're
rest in
done.
peace, Brendan O'Brien, the original voice of Crash Bandicoot and Neo Cortex.
Oh yeah, that was
Indeed.
yesterday, wasn't
Yeah,
Yep.
apparently it's been
Yeah.
withheld for 2 months though.
No, no, it was
oh,
made
2
made public knowledge for 2 months. It's just somebody he just now found out. And we'll
Not publicly
move
known,
on.
but people just
No. It was
Yeah.
posted on BTVA.
found out 2 months after though.
Hmm.
How was
On to the
man?
next
I
part
didn't
of the
see it
recipe.
on BTVA.
Let's see. Flour.
And it's gonna be sad now considering look if it's kept so under the radar that people only 2 months later just found out about this, it's gonna be a lot more sad when people start looking for their like favorite video game voices and they find out one of the most iconic ones has now died due to what, throat cancer?
And these days, you can get away with
You mix the
you can get away with a lot.
ingredients
So
in
they could be voicing a character for years until somebody figures it out.
Yeah, I mean, look at Optimus Prime. I mean, that guy's like in his 80s and he's still kicking.
Yeah, he's still kicking ass. Yeah, but the thing is he's still working. So
On
people
to the
know
next
that he's
step.
still alive.
Now, bake the
So-
batter in the oven for 30 seconds. Okay, head over to the oven.
The guy who
So did you guys, on an unrelated note though, but did you guys see that Universal wants to take the Fast X, which is already turning into 2 movies, and they want to make that into a trilogy?
Why?
Oh, God. Come on, man.
Oh, so they want to make Fast X2 and Fast X3, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God,
the
Final
X-Men-
Fantasy, not again.
Well, you know what? Dominic Toretto already has mutant abilities because he was able to shatter concrete with a single stomp of his foot.
Honestly, I mean...
Look, I get Fast and the Furious is a very, very loved
Very popular.
franchise and very memed franchise.
I wouldn't say love. Back in the day, it was love.
really
Back when it
is
was
love. It really is love. There's a reason why this got more sequels than the Transformers movies. But
Yeah, you even got
Can
one
we
spin-off.
just-
Okay, put the
Calm
cake on the
down.
table. It's cool.
well,
can we just
it is.
calm down with the Fast and the Furious sequels? Like
Fast
I said,
X
yeah.
was supposed to be the last one, and then
This
they
is the last thing to
said,
do.
"Okay,
We're
we
going
want
to decorate it with
2,"
cream
and now
and
they're
strawberries.
like, "Oh, we want 3," and I don't
Let me
know
know
if
when
Vin
you're all
Diesel and the
finished
rest of them
decorating.
have agreed to that, but yeah.
dude, not even the Transformers movies have been getting this many sequels.
Thankfully,
Thankfully, yeah, but it's one of those thankfully, like, holy shit, what are you doing kind of thankfully. Like, dude,
This is
like,
what I'm-
it's Transformers, like, okay, thank
Yes,
God they don't have that
we
many
made it.
sequels.
It looks
because holy
great.
shit,
Okay,
who
let's
needs
take
that
this
many
to the
Transformers
gourmet
sequels?
guy.
And considering, you
And
know,
the
it's
Furious.
they were goddamn talking about, he's not going to
Yeah.
tackle that many stories that are from the comics.
Okay,
the
fine.
cartoons, and
Okay,
the
Sonic,
comics.
I'll do the guru voice.
so Fast and the Furious.
I've been
is
waiting
fine.
so long.
Is it
I've
least
wasted
fair
away
than
to
the rest of them?
nothing.
Where
Yes, I
else
gotta
can you
say.
go? Like, where else can you go with the Fast and the Furious movies? Okay, it's like
Face.
it's
Thank
like
you.
think about it like this. It went from street racing to street racing
Oh.
with undercover cops
Oh,
to street racing
Oh.
in another country.
delicious!
Street racing with
This is
undercover
way
cops
too
again.
delicious!
Street racing with The Rock. Street racing with The Rock and Jason Statham. Street racing with just The
Dude,
Rock again.
That was really good. I haven't felt this way
It's like,
since,
dude, how many?
well, ever.
Just do street
I'll
racing
show you
in
my
space.
gratitude.
Just do
I'll
street
tell
racing.
you a secret.
Just do street racing in space, and then street
One
racing
of the
with
star
time travel, and then
spirits
there
is
you go.
inside
You jump
Mount
the shark,
Lavalava
and then
on
that's when you can
Lavalava
stop.
Island.
I mean,
This
we already
island
were
is
in
to the
space.
south. You should tell this to Mario. But you better tell him that there's also a nasty lava piranha guarding the star spirit. He'd better be careful. I really don't dislike Mario. That's why I'm telling you this.
You know, that impression also kind of sounds like John Wayne.
Now,
Not really, that's...
That was an impression
That's
about
Guru.
having a stroke.
I don't
Wait, did you hear that? Mount Lavalava Island, the star spirit. It is being held inside that volcano. Mario could really use this information, huh? Yes, he could.
What am I
I'm
listening
sorry
to?
that I keep asking you to do
Apparently
this stuff,
Paper
but
Mario, a dialogue.
can you go tell Mario? Of course I will. I'll do it right away. I'll be back soon, Princess Peach.
It's a dramatic reading.
What's with all the shouting? Keep it quiet in here.
One.
It's dramatic,
You
all
think
right.
you think we'll ever get another Mario game with voice acting?
So, it was you, Princess Peach.
Possibly.
You've got to keep it
I
down.
can see it happening.
You're a prisoner, and as a prisoner,
I mean, the last
you
time
need
we
to
had
keep...
that was.
What?
Crystal Sunshine
What are you doing out
or
of your
that
room
one?
anyway? Guards, get the princess!
I'm confused. Was Sunshine really the last game that had that?
Princess Peach?
I believe
Peach?
so.
Peach!
Jesus
Dun
Christ.
dun 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 dun.
And again,
Now,
I mean,
chuck,
is that
now,
longer?
take the game disc out and chuck it away.
Phew!
Ah, fresh air.
And again, I
After
mean,
being
was Zelda
cooped up
long-
in there,
was Zelda
there
gap
for
was
so
longer,
long, I could
or-
really use some outdoor exercise.
The only time Zelda and
My
Link
name is
have ever had
Muscular.
some
Mario, I must
dialogue
thank
with
you
each other was
for saving me. Now it's my turn to help you.
in the CDI
Behold!
games. All three.
Thankfully,
Yeah, but then we got, like,
that is the
for a
last time
while.
we've seen that.
When
Mario
the-
Star
Zelda,
Energy
I don't
goes up
mind
to
having
4.
dialogue.
Mario
Link,
can
on the
now
other hand, I think it
Use
actually
Chill Out,
makes
a
it
new
better than
Star Spirit
Spider-Man.
power.
Yeah,
With Chill Out,
I don't
you can
like
lower
that
the
Link
impact.
having
Screams
a
every
voice.
goddamn
you know?
second.
Hmm?
He always goes.
The attack power of all enemies. Call on me whenever you find yourself in trouble. I'll always come quickly to aid you in battle. Now, I'm going back to my dear old Star Haven.
No,
Mario!
that's the limit.
Mario, I have news. News from the castle.
Don't do
Why?
that, man.
Why are you so
feel
my
about
phone?
Spider-Man?
Honorable Star Spirit.
Hi.
So, Kevin,
Yes?
Gizmo, did you say that's the
James Gunn is apparently going to get a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy cast to play Lex Luthor.
Who?
Let me guess, Michael Rooker.
You know what? That wouldn't be a
Not
bad
Vin Diesel,
choice.
obviously.
Let me
He's
guess,
not the kind of
Batista?
Oh,
I don't see anybody
I-
from the Guardians of the
I'd
Galaxy.
be down with
No.
that. That would be
I think
weird.
Luthor-
You're that
but I would
youngster
be down.
who recently
Love with
ascended
that. I
from
would watch
Starborn
that
Valley
movie.
up to Star
I
Haven.
really don't see anybody from the Guardians of the Galaxy cast playing as Lex Luthor.
What?
Maybe
you
as
remember my
a,
name?
maybe as a villain hired by him.
Why, of course.
Maybe as
We're
a
like
henchman,
family.
but I don't see anyone from
I'm
there
so
playing.
What if he
as-
got Batista?
Nah, not even Batista. I don't see him as a Lex Luthor.
Oh, don't make such
No,
a fuss,
no, I mean
lad.
seriously.
I'm sure you'll go on to do
Batista-
great things. I must
Batista
take
would
my
be
leave now.
perfect.
Goodbye, Twink.
We know
Mario.
that Lex Luthor has done some physical stuff in the comic books and video games, but to that level,
Wow,
I don't know, man.
muscular,
Like,
the
you
honorable
could
I
say
mean,
Star
I'm
it's
just
Spirit.
picking-
hard to
I
I'm
really
just
have
picking
such a
guys who are
chance, even
bald,
at
you
Star
know?
Haven,
that's
I'm
what I'm
shaking.
saying, though. I was about to say
Oops,
that.
I'm sorry.
You can't just
I
pick
have
any
some
bald
important
guy.
news from the castle.
Then pick Bryan Cranston.
According to the information Princess
Bryan
Peach and I
Cranston
got,
should have played Lex Luthor like 15 years ago.
No,
It
Bryan
seems that-
Cranston should have played Stan Lee a year ago.
Obviously.
it seems that one of the
He's got
honorable
the
Star
voice.
Spirits is being held at Mount
That's the
Lavalava
name,
on
there's only one
Lavalava
family.
He's got
Island.
the look. He's just got to
You
grow.
wouldn't
He's
believe
just
what
got to
the
have.
princess
He's just
went
got to
through
like
to get
cut
this
his hair to
information.
a certain way to match
I
that
hope it will be
hairline.
of help.
Absolutely.
I'm going back to
Oh,
rejoin
hair
Princess
pieces
Peach
exist
now.
for a reason.
Mario, as always, good luck.
I can totally see
The
him playing
princess and I
Stan
will
Lee
keep
in like
looking
one of
for
those.
useful information.
One of those. What are those movies called where it's like they tell you about a
A
guy's life?
biopic.
A biopic, yeah. I don't know why I'm always trying to say documentary. I know it's not a documentary, but well, if they were making a documentary, I guess I could see Bryan Cranston like playing his roles to describe it and to describe what he was doing or something
Yeah.
like that.
Alright, where to-
So I guess he could do both a biopic and a documentary about Stan Lee if he could.
None of these badges look
You
appealing
could
to
probably,
me.
if it was James Cameron, he'd be able to do both at the same time. That's what he did with Titanic. Because he basically used the movie to fund his deep sea expedition into the Titanic.
His name is James Cameron,
I still can't get over the fact that we almost had an Alien vs. Predator made by him, and Fox chose Paul W.S. Anderson because he offered a lower price.
I mean, it looked like that he was doing a good job. The big problem is that the camera's either fucking everywhere or the lights are shut off.
Well, the thing is, I don't think the Paul W.S. Anderson Alien vs. Predator was that bad in hindsight. Like, Requiem wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as Prometheus.
I do like the concept of a pred alien.
Yeah, that's the thing. I love the idea behind that. It's just the execution was kind of off.
Yeah.
Kinda and like, there's nothing specifically wrong with the concept of Prometheus. It's just the execution is so fucked up. Like, they did everything. They hit all the beats they needed to, and they still did it wrong. You know?
It's a good idea, bad executions. Got it.
Alright, let's try this guy again.
Where the hell is Borat
What do
trending
you
again?
want? Get away from that treasure chest, pal. It's mine, see? Don't mess with me. Fight. You wanna fight? Are you nuts? You don't wanna mess with me. Are you sure you wanna fight?
Yes, I'm
What?
sure I
Well,
don't want to mess with
alright.
you.
I do love a
Oh
challenge.
no,
Here it comes, pal. Don't say I didn't warn you. And now, I'll once more with feeling.
Yankee guy.
It's more into the breach.
We're gonna
No,
lower
like,
his
black
attack
person
points.
just-
Now,
I like how
Pope's
Dr.
Law
Requiem was, though.
Dying Scribe said, "What if James Gunn cast Pete Davidson as Lex Luthor?" And all I have to say is that if he did that James Gunn needs to have his card revoked. I don't know what card, but he needs to have it revoked.
You know how the Predator was always every movie or comic book, when they go up against a human that they deem worthy, it's always like one-on-one combat with or without weapons, right? So you know what I would love to see? The Predator is going after like legitimate warriors, like cops, army guys, stuff like that. I would love to see what would happen if he legitimately if like a scared professional wrestler was like constantly running away, and then he's like,
Right. Scared
then-
professional wrestler played by Jackie Chan.
they would have, nah.
Yep. If this movie was made 20 years ago, that would work perfectly.
No, not by Jackie Chan. That would, as Jackie Chan though, no, I see him more as like a washed out movie star, which kind of fits,
Oh,
because
God.
he is a movie star, but not washed out.
Well, I think that, like, Like, you could make Jackie Chan out to look like a professional wrestler or in a movie. Yeah, the man then does his own stunts. He's,
He
you know,
does,
he's a fucking...
but he's getting older. He's like, what?
Yeah, like I said, 20 years ago, oh, that would have been perfect. Like, you can make him out
I would like to see them
like that.
If anything, I would like to see The Miz play like the scared professional wrestler who's just in over his head, like getting into all this predator shit.
Oh, hell yeah, that would be amazing.
But
Because
then
he's
like,
really fucking good.
and then he escapes
my
to a
God.
ring, and here's what I would like to see happen. I would not have it an empty ring, but have it so that the Predator enters a ring with an ongoing show, and everyone thinks that the Predator is like part of a gimmick.
Oh, would be great. That is, and you know what they could do? They could have the Predator show up on WWE to promote the movie.
Well, any professional wrestling company, honestly, would be
damn
fine.
it.
Yeah, you could do it
Well,
with...
that didn't work out.
TNA.
Even TNA, or you know, oh well, you know, it would be better if this took place like years ago in like the '90s and during the Monday Night Wars, and he appears in like a WCW ring, and the Miz plays some like unnamed rookie.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh,
Like, think
here's
about
the
it,
thing.
makes so much
Dye
sense.
his
Like,
hair and have him play young John Cena.
What?
Have his what?
Young John Cena was a WCW stan back in the day. And he was a big Sting fanatic.
I honestly would like to see that happen, but now that John Cena is like much bigger now and much older, I don't see that. I don't see them making him look any younger than he is
Could
now.
just have... No. You could just have his character named John or something.
How old is he now? In his 50s, 40s?
Yeah. I'm not
Damn.
saying have it actually be John
Damn.
Cena. I'm saying... And have, like, the
Well, I get what you're
Miz...
saying, yeah, but like
just
I think
play a character called John. You know?
oh, okay, that's a better that's a better one. That's a better choice because I was gonna say because
Just
of
maybe
because of not only his age, but because he's gotten a little more bulky, it would be hard for him to play a younger version of himself. So I thought maybe because I brought up the Miz, he could probably play like a younger John Cena in WCW, being chased down by the Predator in WC. I'm specifically saying WCW because it fits so well with the era. Like they tried to have like a Sub-Zero guy, so many Halloween costume guys. They tried to do all these
Shockmaster.
yeah, the Shockmaster. They tried to do like an electric chair match in WCW for God's sake. So having them just having like young John Cena going up against an actual Predator. And everybody thinking it's a
Who
gimmick
am I,
on an
you say?
untapped show
Well, I might
is
be a
like the
champ.
most male thing
I
you
am
could
none
ever
other
do.
than in
Yeah.
Colorado.
And
Famed
imagine the
adventurer
And then
commentary
you
and
get into the
archaeologist.
movie with John
I'm
saying,
touring the
like,
world.
man, and I
Joe
ain't into
Mario,
this
yes.
WCW
What are you
thing
doing?
anymore. I'm gonna go see what WWF
I, for
has
one,
to
am
offer.
traveling bravely to
You know?
Lavalava Island
Right.
in the southern sea to solve a diabolical
You know
mystery.
what would even be funnier? Like,
It
you
would
see him
seem
like
that there are
traveling to the
ancient treasures waiting in a volcanic cave.
the
I'm in a bit of a
WWE ring,
fix.
and it's like a years later thing,
No
and it's
way
like
to
John
get
Cena
at
just
that fix.
reminiscing, right? But then
Yeah.
he like looks
Think
at
now,
today's like
How to
news on
cross
his
the
phone, and then he's like seeing rumors about like a haunted ghost bear in the WWE building, hinting at the
Bear?
Scooby-Doo crossover.
Ouch! What are you doing?
That would be amazing. Why don't you just fucking do it? Why are
Why
we not
don't you do
making
it?
this? It's wild.
Oh, good heavens! I was wondering what this
Let me put on
was.
my best
It
behavior
seems to be a
voice.
huge
Why are we
tuna.
not funding this?
The Predator has been going up against so many serious warriors from the fictional
I'm not a
to the-
tuna, I'm
to
a
the
whale.
real. Like,
And
Magnus
I have
Robot
problems.
Fighter,
Feels like
Batman,
something's
Civil
jumping
War,
around in my belly. Oh,
the
help
guys,
me!
Actual Indian
I
tribes.
say,
Why not have him going up against
This
an
great
actual
tuna
professional
seems to
wrestler
have a bit of
and
a
having him
belly.
use illegal moves and everything to try and like
What
beat the
say
shit out of the
you
Predator?
lend and the fish a hand?
Like I'm
I
talking
told you I'm
tombstone
not a
pile
tuna. I'm
driver,
not even
like
a fish.
spinning
I have
suplexes,
a
tables,
headache from your
chairs.
jumping on.
Imagine the Predator is like taking off his weapons.
Do
No,
you think you
after
could check
figuring
my
out how
belly?
the fight
I'm
works.
begging you, please.
Would be interesting to watch.
Dude, I would like to see it in comic form before
who
that,
dat?
before I see it in a movie form.
What do you think
That
you're
would be
doing here?
badass.
Going with that light.
Make a
Because
predator.
it would be nice to see
right?
something silly awesome instead of just like serious for a change when it comes to the Predator or alien stuff. Because so far it's either like we're trying to bring you back to the 80s or the 90s when it comes to all these Predator movies, or we're trying to make the most scary Predator movie out there. Like,
Yeah,
nah,
we can't
give me
tattle
something-
this guy.
Give me something silly, awesome for once with the Predator.
Ah,
Have him
hell.
fight against young John Cena and WCW, and have everyone think it's a gimmick. And John Cena's using every move, including the illegal and banned ones.
Just do something. Do something with the IP. You know, like
Dude,
we have this Predator is one of the greatest IPs in the history of movies, and they're doing fuck all with it. And I'm
and if they do
embarrassed
something, they miss the mark. And it looks like every time they've been trying to do something with it, they miss the mark, unless it's a video game.
Yeah, that last Predator movie from Shane Black was fucking weird, man.
Dude, that could have worked though. Like, think about it. You have
That could have
Predator.
worked, but it didn't.
Yeah, I don't know how it didn't. Like, think about it. They have a Predator, and then you have a higher class of Predator that the Predator has to watch out for. Like, holy shit. That sounds so stupid, it works.
Yeah, like no, you can do it, but the thing is, the execution was all kinds of fucked up. Like I don't know what happened, but like either Shane Black is an idiot, which we already know, or they made him say what he said as a method of covering for the fact that the studio thought that having the climax take place in the middle of the day was a bad idea. So,
Monsters in the middle of the day, it's never a bad idea because that could, in fact...
yeah, but then...
But
Like, okay, so Predator mostly takes place during the day in brightly lit environments. And that's part of what makes it so scary, is because, like you're running from this creature that can hide literally in plain sight,
yeah.
you know?
And they've done it before, too. In Predator 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could tattle every enemy except for that little thing.
But they also, the criminals had to, watch their backs, too?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Damn it.
What was his name? Crispin Glover?
I can't remember if Crispin Glover was in that or not.
The guy from the Lethal Weapon series that played as,
I thought it was Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
No, Danny Glover, yeah.
Danny Glover was in the second Predator
Danny Glover
movie.
played as, the head cop. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he fought the Predator, one-on-one with one of his discs. Which sounds stupid, and when you say it out loud, but they made it work.
I think you were thinking of the guy from Back to the Future at first.
Danny Glover?
You said Crispin Glover.
Crispin
Yeah, I
Glover,
said
yeah.
that at first. Yeah, that's not who I meant. I meant Danny Glover from the Lethal Weapon series.
Let's go to
Crispin
Lavalava
Glover is
Island.
fucking weird. Like,
Hooray.
apparently he makes movies, but he doesn't release them on DVD or anything. And he says that the only way that you can understand the movies is if you come to the road show and watch them with him.
The fuck?
Allow me to introduce Crispin Glover to the concept of a commentary track. We record them all the time
Yeah,
for films that aren't ours.
yeah.
He knows he can make more
You own
money.
the film, buddy. You could put that on the disc.
He can make more money by selling not only DVDs and Blu-rays, but also special editions of these things, right?
Yeah.
I
There- and
wonder.
people-
Include like fucking liner notes.
There's even
with
rentals.
frequently asked questions.
You can-
Because you made a bunch of movies, and I'd be interested in watching them. But you know what I can't do? I can't come to your fucking road shows that never come to town. You know?
Or if they do, you don't have the time on your schedule.
Yeah, don't have the fucking time, and don't wanna take off work to go see a movie that's, let's be perfectly honest, is probably just a novelty.
So now we're on
I just had
Lavalava
an
Island.
idea for how I just had an idea for how the entrance for the Predator would be for if that gets off the ground. A wrestler versus Predator. It would be, he would run into the ring, right? And you see like whoever's the head of whatever, like Eric Bischoff's asking, what the fuck are you doing? You know, you're not supposed to come out here yet. And then like, because whoever was holding the mic in the back, he leaves it on by accident, and you hear like the Predator is like killing or like knocking out everybody behind the scenes, and then camera accidentally comes on, and you see like the Predator on the Titantron just like pointing, thinking that he's trying to say like, I'm coming for you, and so like the crowd's like silently watching, and then the camera gets broken, like you see like the Predator backhand the thing. And then you hear like another roar from the Predator. You see him walking into the ring, slowly taking off his gear. The laser cannon, the lance, the disc, everything, including his helmet. And then the crowd starts going wild. And the Predator thinks that this is like the Earth's way of honorable combat.
Oh, this is the best. This is the most American martial art of all.
Oh, and they have to have the guy from the announcer from ECW commenting on everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right, now I can imagine
that would actually make
Predator fights.
Eric Bischoff and the ECW commentator commentating on everything.
Figure out how the hell to announce that this thing's coming out to the ring.
And he's not gonna be stepping under the ropes, no, because the Predators are so fucking tall. He has to step over the ropes like Andre the Giant and Big Show would.
Yeah.
And so you see,
help! I
the
say,
young
help!
John Cena going up against the Predator in this like chest bumping, like looking into each other's eyes action that resembles Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
Should I help him?
I don't know.
And because
I'm
Eric
not
Bischoff
exactly
is
a
running
fan of
W-
this guy.
Challenge.
and here's what else,
Kind of an
because
asshole,
Eric Bischoff
though.
is running WCW and this isn't
fine.
WWE, he thinks that this is an unscripted wrestling shoot, and he goes with it.
Again, it's a
And he
downward
starts like announcing how this, and he's like starts like making up
From
lines on the
parts
fly.
unknown.
Yes. Like he's like, from parts unknown, we have a new opponent. He's like trying to like up the crowd, like who wants to see the new guy take on this new enemy, and they think that he starts saying that he's like part of WWE trying to invade their company, and they're like boo.
They're like Archon the Titan Slayer or something.
Yeah, they're like
that.
booing and cheering, and then like the Predator starts like he starts like getting how the crowd works, and he's like thinking more and more this is like honorable combat, like. And so he imitates like actions like throwing his arms up in the air and like taunting moves from other superstars he ran across that he defeated.
Yeah.
So like instead of like the actual verbal actions, he'll just roar as he like does like, let's say the Stone Cold Steve Austin like flipping the bird.
Yeah.
Or like when he stomps his leg to do the sweet chin music, he legitimately shakes the ring because he's so goddamn strong and tall.
And this island with an active volcano has a bunch of Yoshis on it.
Oh, and get this, it's not going to be a regular wrestling match. They're going to try, because this takes place during the Monday Night Wars. Yeah, because this takes place during the Monday Night Wars, they're going to try and see what happens if they do a hardcore match with the Predator. So it's false count anywhere as well. So you see like the Predator like grabbing a whole table, trying to like throw it at John Cena. John Cena like grabbing a fan's camera and trying to bash it on the Predator as he's like lifted up. And so like the Predator, he thinks that the referee is a legit referee, and because he again thinks this is a legitimate form of combat, he he starts like listening to the referee as if he understands what he's saying, and he's like looking at all these movements like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's distracted. So John Cena would occasionally just like get a chair or like get something from the crowd and like hit him like in the back with it.
Alright, I'm back.
Until he gets sick of the referee and just grabs him and throws him into the crowd.
Yeah.
And he just
Sounds
rolls
like the
again,
greatest
and the
movie ever
crowd
made.
gets more and more hyped up. And not only would this get the crowd more hyped up, because people are talking about this, more and more people are like turning on their TV so they can watch what the hell is happening over what's happening at WWE. And skipping over like all these possible other stunts and like what the Predator or Young John Cena might do. Because this is like an actual Predator that fought in the ring, the government has to step in, go to Eric Bischoff and say, you can never air this again. And he's like, what the fuck, why? And he was like, you know why. And he's like, what, because I'm famous? And he was like, staring at Bischoff with a serious look, and he was like, oh shit, that was a real thing? That was a real alien?
Oh, and the government agent who comes to tell him about it is played by Josh Brolin.
Why Josh Brolin?
Yes, because Josh Brolin played young Agent K in the Men in Black movies.
Oh, right. Oh my god, that's
Oh,
stereotype.
yeah.
Yes, ah, man, that fits so well. And so,
God, I
like,
missed
here's another thing, like, of a years later kind of thing. They're asking, like, oh, what's a match that you're not allowed to put on DVD, or if there's any matches that you wish you'd done on?
I'm half tempted to
tape or something like
ignore
that.
him.
And he'd
Should
be like,
I
well,
ignore
there's one.
him?
He's like, there is one, and they're like, oh, what kind? He's like, well, let's just say that not even the government wants us to release it. So now, because he says that, people
Let's
are
just say
making
it was out of this world.
people are yes, and people are thinking up these conspiracies, thinking that it
Alright,
has to do
fine,
with
I'll
like
save him.
religious symbolism, or it has to do with like
he's a Koopa, he'll be
something
fine.
like
He'll
that
show them like
WWE has
indestructible.
done, like bringing back the dead or something like
Unless he
that.
has fire.
And
Oh,
the people that
Oh, Alex, we got a new
gone
type of shy
closest-
guy. They're spear guys.
And the
Oh,
people that have
cool.
gone closest to the conspiracy, thinking that okay, maybe it's an alien, you'll see Josh Brolin like snap their laptop and close and say like, "You can't tell this to anybody."
Were you
But
still
you know
on
what?
Anthem?
Yes.
With how cool I find the idea this is gonna be, I don't think this will ever happen because of how Predator is synonymous with just horror just serious matchups.
Has
A
anyone
film
seen
that,
the?
but true.
Because this is Disney, I don't think they could ever make this. You know?
Hey,
And that's just because of
Gizmo.
Disney. It's because think about it like this: Marvel versus
Oh, yeah.
Capcom is Marvel and Capcom have so many properties under their belts that it already makes sense to have them fight against each other in a versus fighting game for years. Predator, on the other hand, he's fought against Batman. He's fought against the Terminator. He's fought against different versions of aliens throughout time. He's fought against different kinds of warriors throughout time. There's no way you could have him get into something as goofy as fighting a professional wrestler with the crowd thinking this is a gimmick. He is synonymous with horror and serious fights. And as cool as I want him to just fight a wrestler with that exact idea in mind,
Ooh,
think
I
they'll
got
ever-
second chance.
I don't think they'll ever do it. It's
Alex.
just not going to happen.
Alex, now that you
I
have
mean, we're
second
kind of out
chance,
of the era B tier.
Alex,
comedy.
now that you have
Right.
second chance, you should
It's
equip
kind of
that.
sad because we live in an era where people love the idea of the Punisher going into Riverdale and protecting Archie from a criminal who looks exactly like him, and yet they don't think that Predator
And the Yoshi,
a
and
silly,
conveniently, when we
idea
were
is gonna
absent,
work.
the Yoshi kids went missing. So now we gotta go find them.
Damn kids.
They are the Riverdale.
Oh man, I miss
Like
parody
legitimate, like
movies.
we can live in an era where people are not against the idea of the Punisher saving Archie from a criminal that looks exactly like him, almost
Hurts
shooting him to death.
plants.
And somehow, if something like Predator versus professional wrestler in the 90s comes up, they'll be like, yeah, nah, that's not going to sell.
Yeah. Times have changed.
Unfortunately, for the movie industry, it
Damn it.
has.
I remember when they used to make parody movies. I know they
good party movies.
but yeah.
You know,
Scary movie.
you
and just
know-
scary movie.
oh, these aliens have
Yeah,
such
I think
advanced
Scary
technology,
Movie
but they have
3.
trouble with a wooden door.
Three. I think that's was the last good
Scary
one, right?
movie, Airplane, the Naked Gun duology.
Let's also
Yeah,
not
there were
forget
three of
the,
those they're playing.
let's not, Gizmo, let's also not forget the part in, Scary Movie 3 where Charlie Sheen gets kicked in the balls. Also just,
I mean, Scary
really
Movie 4 had
everything
Shaq.
everything after the normal scary movie was lackluster and meh.
I mean, I think 5 sucked.
Just like our, just like the
Just like our podcast, yeah. Like Meet the Spartans was already weird enough. The fact that they combined Meet the Parents with 300 was like, what the fuck?
And they had a
That's
freaking
like not even fan
Spider-Man
fiction
reference.
levels of cringe.
And they literally put Black Suit Spider-Man in there.
Like not even Black Suit Spider-Man.
No,
They
no,
got Tobey
Bully
Maguire's
Maguire.
Spider-Man 3
Yeah,
Spider-Man in there.
Tobey Maguire's Black Suit Spider-Man.
no. Oh, it's Bully Maguire, get it right.
No, this is before
Right.
Bully Maguire. This is like straight up just Black Suit Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get your
if it was
rent
Bully
and
Maguire,
fix
he'd
this
be
damn door.
Dancing on the streets.
Alex unironically prefers Spider-Man 3 to Spider-Man 2.
You know what? I'm actually gonna agree with that. I think Spider-Man 3 is not as bad as everyone thinks it is.
It's really not, but it's because of how crowded it is. I think that's why people
Yeah,
are really against it.
It's got
Yeah, I
too
know,
much
because, you
going
know-
on. I have to admit that.
Yeah, with all the villains, the plot points, and
Oh, by the way, we're about to recruit a Cheap as one of our party members.
you know,
Yeah,
I
keep in mind,
forgot about the
this
cheap
is from a
cheap
guy-
to be honest.
This is coming from a guy who saw Spider-Man 3 in theaters. I loved it, but I can understand why people outright hate it because
All right,
be
here's a
honest,
question
after
for you.
this,
Which
Spider-Man
version
4
of
was
Venom
supposed to
would
be
you
a thing.
prefer? Tobey Maguire's Venom or Tom Hardy's Venom?
I prefer the Venom that
Maguire
may
never
or may
played
not
Venom.
sound gay.
I mean, you know
They
what
were
I mean.
supposed to
One-
be.
No, I don't really.
You know,
Venom
the
from
new
the
Goblin stuff
Spider-Man
was only
movies.
supposed to come into play in
I forgot the
Spider-Man 4.
actor's name.
Tobey Maguire
And
never
they
played
made
any
Topher
form of
Grace.
Venom. That's just him. And
I mean, the
that's
guy.
just-
They made Sam
the
move
guy who played.
move,
the guy who played
New Goblin up
that movie.
because it was supposed to
Tobey
be
Maguire.
like a full-on
So you're
thing.
asking Tom Hardy Venom versus Spider-Man 3 Venom.
Tom
Yeah.
Hardy Venom.
Tom Hardy
Yeah,
don't
I
is.
gotta go with Tom Hardy. I like the dynamics between him and the symbiote.
And meanwhile,
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
meanwhile,
obvious.
there are way too many jokes I could make with that version of Venom, just because they made it too easy.
Honestly, I'd rather have that Venom as opposed to what they do in the comics because that's a lot more complicated than our.
At least there's
Wait,
something
what's
unique going on. They're not trying to make it.
We're still talking about Spider-Man.
They're not
3,
trying to
right?
make him into generic edgelord villain. You know.
Well,
They made
bit
Venom
goofy,
funny.
But
Technically, Venom is still an edgelord considering he eats the brains off of most of the criminals and
I
stuff.
mean, Deadpool kills people and he's not dead.
Deadpool is something else. He's supposed to be like a parody of Slade Wilson from DC Comics, and then he turned into his own character. Venom, on the other hand, is something entirely new, like fresh. It's still edgelordy, but he's still at least a fresh new character compared to what they had in DC at the time.
I mean, how recent was Venom exactly?
90s.
Yep.
90s.
He was in the
80s, I think.
Real well,
Because
Really?
Black Suit Spider-Man and was in the
I can prefer like
late
Black Suit
80s,
Spider-Man and
I
Venom as two different
yeah, he was
entities,
from
to be
the
honest.
Secret War series when it was.
Yeah. And then, of course, because of the Venom, we got more symbiotes afterwards. I think they'll ever bring out the other symbiote. No, wait. I mean, they kind of already did that. With
Well, they also forgot about all of the fucking clones, so
Why,
Alex.
why
Talk about
would
this
they
whole
not?
saga.
they
Why would
insisted
you-
on the clone saga lasting, what was it, like 5 years, and it was supposed to last a year and a half the
It
original.
would have been best if it just lasted the year, because 5 years concentrating on one storyline is stretch Armstrong like levels of stretching.
So
Like,
it'd be
How are you going to convince everybody that like a 5-year storyline of trying to convince everybody that Peter Parker is the clone, while at the same time trying to convince that Ben Riley's the clone, and then both of them are the clone, and then none of them are the clone? How can you possibly keep that up for a full 5 years?
I mean, it would get pretty annoying after a while.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It got so annoying, so convoluted, so confusing. It would have
Just
been
handing it off to other people too.
It would have been easier.
You're the clone. No, you're the clone.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
exactly
the
what it
clone.
is. That's exactly what it was. You're the clone. No, you're the clone. No. Oh my God, I'm the clone. No, you were really the
He's
clone.
a clone. I'm
For
a clone.
5
She's a clone. How
years.
many more clones are there?
5 years it lasted. They could have just gone with the years like, you're the clone. Am I really the clone? Holy shit, you're the clone all
Spider-Man,
along.
I'm
That's
Spider-Man,
Everybody's
he's
just
Spider-Man,
pointing at each
she's
other.
Spider-Man, I'm
That's-
Spider-Man.
They could have just stuck with the whole year of it
Spider-Man, I need
being.
to know about.
Here's what they could have done.
Meow.
Here's what they could have done. A whole
Not
year.
bad.
That's what it was originally going to be, right? You're a clone.
Yeah.
Holy shit, no, you're really the clone. Near the end, they start saying, no, you are the clone all along. And
Maybe
then-
maybe at the end they don't even know who the clone is.
No, wait.
They just kind of
No,
accept-
Alex, even
accept that,
better.
You know, we're both
Or
gonna
I
be
thought
Spider.
maybe
that's even
no.
worse.
Maybe the clones were the friends we made along the way.
No, but I think
You
it
know
would have
what?
been worse if they left it like anonymous, like unanimous, thinking like, oh, either one of them could have
Oh,
been the
anyway, I
clone
better
and just
get going.
live their lives.
See you
That would have
around.
been worse. Because the Clone Saga was
Enjoy your clone saga talk.
the Clone Saga on paper could have been good. The key word is could, but with someone like with Spider-Man, it could have been even amazing, considering the timelines, the costumes. You could have done a lot with that, but 5 years, man, come on now. If anything, the identity thing was a lot, but they pulled that off a lot better, where he had to switch from the Shroud to Ricochet to the Hornet to Prodigy. That one
Wait,
was a
so he
lot
turned
better.
into a Mucha Lucha character, Gizmo?
So the story behind that, the story behind that was that Norman Osborn accused Spider-Man of for I think it was murder last time I remember. So the Daily Bugle, I mean J. Jonah Jameson, bought it and decided to up the ante and put a bounty on Spider-Man. And because there was an
because of
open
course he
bounty on
did.
Spider-Man. Yeah, and because there was an open bounty on Spider-Man, Peter Parker had no choice but to closet the Spider-Man costume and think of some other identities that he could partake
The bombastic
in.
bag man.
Well, that was actually just a joke. That's not an actual identity, but it was funny nonetheless. But what he did was he and Mary Jane, who he was married to at the time,
Should still be married to at the time. Fuck you,
Sure
Joe
is.
Quesada.
fucking Quesada. Anyway, let's not go into another tangent of how Quesada fucked up Spider-Man again. What they did was they tried to think of other identities he could partake in, so he can try and clear Spider-Man's name, so he can go back to being Spider-Man. So one of the identities was Ricochet, which, yeah, Mucho Lucha jokes all around. But they decided to make identities based off of each of his abilities. Ricochet being inspired by his agility. Hornet being inspired by his strength, kinda, and his spider sense, because there was a jetpack he had to wear that only Spider-Man could lift. And
That's
Prodigy, well, I mean, literally, he was the only one that could lift it up because the guy who created it made it too heavy. And because he could only make it he was only able to make it function because it was so heavy, like the engine was so fucking big. Another one being Prodigy, being played off of Spider-Man's strength. And he had to wear a bulletproof vest and everything, so it would show off, so play off the illusion that he was stronger than he already is. And then the other one being played off of his stealth, being called the Shroud. It was an entirely black jumpsuit with these underarm wings that I guess you could say is a reference to how Spider-Man used to have underarm webbing.
Oh yeah.
That's thing that only came that in the movies only came back at Homecoming.
Yeah, like
Far From Home.
it's very. These things have like very little reference nowadays. But for the Shroud, I guess it was supposed to be like a reference to that. So what he would do is he would switch like from identity to identity so he could find out who framed Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
And everybody just starts pointing at each other.
No, so what happened is that because he switched from identity to identity so much, people couldn't figure out that it was Peter Parker, except for the Vulture. Because when Peter Parker was in his Hornet costume, he kept on quipping at the Vulture and kept on calling him by his nickname, Vulture. So the Vulture figured out quickly that it was Spider-Man that was the Hornet, and not the...
Hey, I recognize those insults.
Yes, exactly that. He was like, oh my god, it's him, it's Spider-Man. No, there is no Hornet. And so because Norman was right there, he figured out, oh, okay, so it was Peter Parker pretending to be the Hornet so he could try and clear his name. So Peter Parker shelved the Hornet persona for now. And so he was left with Prodigy, Ricochet, and Shroud. And so with those identities left, framed him, and he figured, so now bear with me, it's been a while since I actually paid attention to the storyline. They found out it was a guy called Jack-O-Lantern, I think, and that played into framing Spider-Man for murder.
Jacko from Guilty Gear framed him?
No, Jack-O-Lantern, like straight up Jack, and then O, and then Lantern.
I know, I'm just
Not to be confused with the Jackal or the various goblins who use Jack-O-Lantern bombs.
Or the various other...
Or that one time when Jacob Batalon put on a goblin suit.
Spider Goblin! Fucking give me a break, multiverse.
I mean, would we really expect Jacob Batalon to start to just suddenly do the workout of his life? I have just to, pull off the
Put on that fucking suit. You know what I think they'll do? They'll do what they did with Darth Vader, and they'll like deep fake his head onto a skinnier actor's body.
Oh Jesus, that's gonna look weird.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
So here's what happened.
Well,
so
it looked weird when they did that with Taskmaster.
So after all of that and all the action scenes and like figuring out that Spider-Man's the Hornet and everything like that, Peter Parker decides to come out as the Prodigy and reveal, oh, Osborn was working with some guy to frame Spider-Man. Here's the evidence. So Osborn was just panned, like Osborn was just slammed throughout the media, and because he's been proven innocent, Parker shelves literally the rest of the identities and goes back to being Spider-Man. And Mary Jane had no problem with that whatsoever. And here's what's weird. After that, years later, there have been other people that claimed the identity of these superhero personas that Spider-Man made up. Problem with that is nobody cares. Or cared.
Yeah.
I love the Ricochet costume identity. Same thing with the Prodigy, Shroud, Hornet, what have you. But they did little to nothing for anybody to either remember them or recognize them.
So, makes you wonder that Iron Man might have been onto something, revealing his identity.
No, this was way before the Civil War stuff. Like, this was like way before even that was a thought. This was like in the 90s, early 2000s, the whole identity thing.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is before Iron Man got his origin of how he basically revealed his identity from being a cat or something.
No, this is... Oh, actually, that was like one of the alternate stories that they made up. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, then again, it's like Marvel Comics. I mean, there's like a different origin every Tuesday.
That depends who you're talking about. I mean, Spider-Man was like actually mostly the same. Iron Man, I think they changed up one or two
Iron Man
things.
has had a couple of different origins. That there was that one time where they decided to make him like a clone, some kind of genetically engineered robot. Time where he was adopted.
There was a time where Iron Man became evil later on, and they had no choice but to time travel and get younger Tony Stark into the future so they can defeat evil Tony Stark. which was really fucking weird. Nobody liked it.
It sounds like a
No,
Danny
I
Phantom
can't
episode.
imagine why.
I mean, there was once a time where
That-
Danny
That's
gave...
like, that's
I mean-
as stupid as getting past Bobby Drake to reveal to current Bobby Drake that he's always been gay.
Which was never
Time
the case.
travels. Goddamn crazy.
Which was never the case. He's always been straight. They just literally made him gay. And whenever
Wait,
I
Bobby
Felt like
Drake,
have
are we
literally
talking-
seen-
No. Oh, here's the thing. Iceman has deep down always been gay, but but let me explain.
He's been so closeted that not even the writers knew.
No,
oh my god.
no, even better. It's because little did he know, Kitty Pryde turned into a man.
Dude looks like a lady.
Yeah.
And everyone
I
just
always
keep
have to explain
dying.
to people, what do you mean by literally turn him gay? I always have to explain to them that Jean Grey went deep into his mind and turned Bobby Drake from straight into gay as if it was some sort of metamorphosis going on in his mind.
Why would
what-
she do that?
Because young Jean Grey from the past had a power trip like she was one of the, like she was that version of Charles Xavier that decided that it was a better idea to erase, Alex Summers from Scott's brain than to tell him that his brother died, except Havoc didn't really die. I know, it's really
Yeah, I
fucking
think-
stupid.
It is.
I mean, the X-Men has always been pretty dumb.
So, it's not that they were pretty dumb, it's just that a lot of the stories
They
they
said
were
they've
involved in
done.
were pretty dumb.
I said they've done the dumb stuff.
Oh, that too. Yeah, no, I'm not just talking about the X-Men as a team. I'm talking like individual X-Men have done some stupid shit.
Yeah. Well, the fact that like they've basically tried to make Professor Xavier into a villain on purpose a few times, and it hasn't worked out that well. Now turning him into a villain by accident has also not turned out well, because
Onslaught.
like the stuff where they make him into a villain and where they accidentally make him into a villain and it is never well written.
The only
Hey, man,
reason why
The writers clearly don't want us to think too hard about this.
the only reason
Hey,
Professor Xavier as the Onslaught worked was because they put him into Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I just said.
So, Sonic,
hmm
you know, the funny thing is, we had Bender on here, like a while back, and it's like, Alex and I got him to read some of our stuff, and he was certainly impressed with my version of the Judas Contract.
Ah.
Oh.
And then here's some of your stuff will read there.
Speaking of Marvel, has anybody seen the preview for the Ant-Man coming to Death Battle?
I
I
saw that it
posted
exists. I
saw
haven't
it.
actually watched it.
I saw it, but I was like, it's still gonna be
How
lame.
many of you are willing to bet that they're gonna leave out his domestic abuse issues in the Ultimate Marvel?
God, I hope so.
Dude,
Because
I
that
mean,
was
they're
fucking
gonna bring it up
stupid.
because it's kind of.
I bring that up because they brought up the domestic issues that the Hulk had with his own father. So that was played.
Okay, so that was abuse being aimed at the hero. Oh, I'd hope that they leave out the shit that the
I mean,
writers
he already-
of Hank Pym
They
do.
already brought up Hank Pym's abusive nature when regarding Ultron.
So, yeah,
Not
you know.
really.
I guess
No,
they
I mean, they just said, they just talked about, like, when they were talking
They
about
barely mentioned that.
that
They just,
place. They just talked about how Hank's mind was not in a good
they
place.
just mentioned
right
like,
now,
oh
so-
well, you know.
Also, like, the thing is, the writers who subsequently quote unquote addressed that kind of forgot that Hank wasn't in his right mind at that time. I think he was under some kind of alien influence. Yes.
Huh. Ant-Man, everybody.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Boink. And-
I'm just gonna make it a. I'm just gonna
It's
make
why
a
before Scott man.
wild guess, and the Adam's gonna win because he's more sound of mind, and they're gonna mention that constantly.
Yeah, probably.
Like, think about it. Like, he had what, 3 personas? Like, as the Ant-Man, as Goliath, and as Yellowjacket. And
then
what,
there
the
was
Atom
that-
had, like, what?
and then there was that
because
one
he's the more
time where-
Technically, Goliath is a different hero.
No, here's
True, but I'm talking like
Yeah,
persona
that was
as
Ant-Man,
like
Giant Man, and Yellowjacket.
Ant-Man, Giant Man, Yellowjacket. But yeah,
One of those
Goliath was Ant-Man 3.
right, but he was not sound of mind either way. He had like what, 3 personalities
I mean, 3 different hero identities, sure.
and personalities. I mean, he's
Okay, that's
Two-Face
not him. That's the fucking writers.
Two-Face once developed a third personality in Batman the Animated Series.
Really now?
Yeah.
Same one.
What?
he had
Was it
one, but he
Zane?
didn't develop it into
No.
like a first.
Oh, he was literally the judge.
Yeah, that.
All the other 2 are jury and executioner.
No.
Oh,
And the funny
The
thing
Batman
is
the animated series, best Scarecrow design.
that would be season 4 Scarecrow. That was. So
trying to dodge.
also it
Ah,
helps
dude,
that
just
season.
grind, man.
Also, it helps by that season they had Jeffrey Combs voicing Scarecrow.
Scarecrow was supposed to be in Justice League.
Da da da,
Dude,
my
Gizmo, just
darling.
grind already, man.
Da
Go to the Hercules Coliseum.
Fuck you,
grind your
Guardian.
ass.
da da da, my darling. Just shut your pretty eyes. I'll be
Dude, just
seeing
grind,
you
man. You're not gonna do it.
again. I'll be seeing you in hell.
Do you even have Ultimate Weapon?
No, he did not. I don't think he really bothered with the.
I don't want to open my heart. This isn't Sonic Adventure. Ah!
He died again.
No, I'm just
Speaking of
getting my
Sonic
ass
Adventure, I
kicked
just-
by invisible
I just
enemies.
finished.
Wait, so you're rolling around the speed of sound, but do you have places to go? Do you have to follow your way home?
Yes, I
Your
have places to
rainbow.
go,
Funny,
but
I
I
just,
don't have a rainbow to
funny,
follow.
I just played
per
Sonic
se, you know?
Generation. It was great again.
Make Sonic great again.
Eh. Yeah.
That doesn't
This
sound.
By the way,
This
By the way,
just
which
in,
version of the
Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, like, which version of the Perfect Chaos fight you got for Adventure or Generation?
That's actually a really good
Got him
question.
yellow.
Okay.
Personally, I think. Because, like, both tell different stories. Like, Adventure just shows, like, how Perfect Chaos is, like, this big threat and all.
No!
Yeah, so, like, with the Generation, it kind of shows more like Sonic stuff. Because, like, Sonic's so powerful and good that he doesn't need the 7
Yeah, he doesn't need the Chaos Emeralds to beat Perfect Chaos. He could just do it by himself. I mean, dude's taken on. Dude.
It's like Goku taking on Perfect Form Frieza, but with no Super Saiyan now.
You mean Final Form Frieza?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Frieza, flat out said to him, "Go ahead and show me that Super Saiyan glow I hate so much." Frankly, Frieza, I don't think I have to.
I should tell you, there's a writing contest going on at the Magnetic Fair. The winner gets a $50 gift card for Amazon.
Cool.
The theme is East versus West.
Oh boy. Here
You literally
we
just
go.
have to have a character from the East, have a character going up against the West, in any form of competition, combat, or anything. As long
Alright,
as the
now I'm gonna
matchup is
go through
fair, as long as the matchup is written well, and the matchup makes sense as well.
Okay, what is our favorite method of power scaling in a given universe?
Counter.
Experience.
No, I mean as in like
TNT scale,
no.
energy scale.
no, like in like what universe has our favorite method of power scaling?
Dojo.
All right, elaborate on how the stand's power scaling thing would.
I just how do I describe it?
Bleach?
It's more like the Dojo's more like a strategy going to like stands
Oh yeah,
are a lot more stronger at
I kind of like the idea of how Bleach does it.
yeah, that's spiritual pressure or Reiatsu.
Right.
that is no
Well, I
That's
say that
also
because-
it is a really good power scheme because what's better? I can hardly think of anything better than just exerting energy to cause your opponent to just feel faint or pin them to the ground.
Well, I mentioned Bleach because it's a little more obvious than, say, your key output or something like that.
Yeah, and I do like how
Little more
both the
inventive.
2004 and the and the current anime portrays this.
It's a little more inventive too, because
Yeah.
they could just stop at long sword, fat sword, little sword. No, they go for like different versions of sword. Maybe sometimes not even a sword. It's like a straight up like
bazooka.
sometimes
Like a
not
bazooka.
even that. Sometimes it's like a project. Sometimes it's just a straight up. Sometimes it's a straight up foreign object.
Yeah.
You can literally make up anything to be your Zanpakuto.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have to be a sword or a blade. It could be just a cane. It could be just like sports equipment or something like that.
Could
Like,
be my enormous penis.
Put a frying pans on my toe.
That's
So
why
I
I think that's why I think the Bleach one is a little more cooler.
Yeah, I would.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
And also another thing is like it's not, and like I said, Gizmo, it's not just with the Zanpakutos and whatnot. It's also with how much energy does a character exert, or just to cause an opponent to have to use caution on them. And because with Reiatsu or spiritual pressure, or they essentially are exerting their physical strength through spirit energy, just to force them down onto the ground, which is demonstrated very clearly.
This brings up a cool question.
Shoot.
Let's say you are now part of the Soul Society, whether you're dead, half dead, living, whatever. What you get your Zanpakuto after training in some way or another. What does your dream Zanpakuto look like?
That is a
I
very
would say a shotgun, but
that is a difficult question to answer.
Lightsaber.
Like
the
straight
Mega
up, like
Buster.
a straight up lightsaber, or is it like a
Like
beam
straight up
katana?
green and glowing like the sun lightsaber.
I would probably pick the Mega Buster.
Like with like the
Just
with
give me a
Kylo
Buster
Ren
can.
Cross Guard style on it.
Ooh.
Just give me the Mega Buster.
Now keep in mind,
Straight up Mega Buster.
the way to get at a Zanpakuto is through having an Asauchi, which is your sword spirit.
I have to figure out what my sword spirit looks like.
Oh yeah, that's a good question too. What would the spirit of your sword look like?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Motherfucker.
Specifically from Pulp Fiction.
1983 era
Afro
Mark
and
Hamill.
everything.
Really? That's specific.
I think
Return of the Jedi, motherfucker.
Gizmo,
The movie that gave us the green lightsaber.
who do you guys think would win in a fight? Wings of Redemption or Cody 2988?
I don't care. I just want to see it.
It's happened already yesterday.
Okay, well, here's
Oh,
the
it happened.
So what happened
I didn't know
was,
it was going on yesterday.
I think something along
Why
the
did
lines.
that happen on Mother's Day?
I just posted the link.
Awesome. I'll watch that when we get done here. Don't spoil it for me.
Okay.
You motherfucker! Stop stepping on me.
So
I need to stop stepping on you.
now, how would now? Oh no!
Fly with me.
Now
Let's
Naruto's
fly right
power
out of
scaling
me.
The
is
spirit of my Zanpakuto would look like Casey Jones, and my Zanpakuto, actual Zanpakuto, would be the chainsaw hand.
from the chain.
From Evil Dead.
Which one?
Yes.
So I'm guessing you've been watching some Bleach, Gizmo, or have you been reading it?
I watched the Bleach. Like I said, I've watched Bleach in the past. I just haven't gone past the Soul Society arc yet.
I mean, I've been playing
like
the
I said-
Bleach PSP
well,
games to see how well they hold up.
Well,
I really need to catch up on my Bleach because I really do. I legitimately do like the show from what I've seen.
now here's the thing, Gizmo. Oh, I have an actual guide on what episode. As I said before, I have an actual guide on as to what episodes to skip because unfortunately,
Filler?
yeah, filler. Or
I
'cause-
refuse.
why do you refuse to skip filler?
I just don't like skipping episodes.
Well, here's the problem.
Understandable.
I'm
You know
not
what?
speaking for myself. I refuse.
It
I'm
was
not
a
gonna
filler
skip
episode, and it was one that I knew was going to be a cringe,
To
so
me,
I
I
skipped.
just don't like skipping episodes unless I've seen them myself. Even if people claim to say they're the worst or they're just filler or something like that. It just
I mean, to
feels-
be fair, there has been some good filler stuff, like
True,
One Piece
but
did
to
and
me,
the
if
G4. The
Driving
G4
car. Driving
Yu-Gi-Oh!
car.
had the whole.
That was good.
The only real
like,
And also
issue.
there was the Yu-Gi-Oh! And there was also the Yu-Gi-Oh! Filler arc
of
with the
an
dragon.
anime, if you skip
Some
an
people
episode
actually
of-
hate the Waking the Dragons arc.
I
if
think it
you
was actually
decide-
good.
Just pretend that nonsense
Yu-Gi-Oh!
never
and
happened.
Shadow
I think it's
Kaiba's
Kaiba's exact words
if you
for
decide to skip
Virtual World
episodes,
arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! That was an interesting arc.
if you decide to skip episodes you still after watching the show, then okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just feel like if I'm wanting to skip any episodes, whether they be bad or just filler or just straight up fan service, I feel like I have to watch them myself, and then
Yeah.
afterwards, if I think
Most of them
they're
I'll
worth
watch,
it,
like,
then I'll
once.
just skip them all together.
Yeah.
So, I guess since we're on the topic of filler, I mean, since I'm going to be showing my friend My Hero, should I have him watch the movies or not, since they're technically canon?
Well,
Yeah,
the movies are good, so
Yeah, the movies are really good. And like,
There could be 5,000 episodes, and like 1,000 of them could be filler. I'm still watching them.
huh? That's quite the level of commitment on you.
Yeah, if
You know what? I
decide to
respect that.
If I,
I feel
decide
bad
to
for
rewatch
one
them
year
on
we
the
have to
other
play
hand,
watch Naruto.
if I decide to rewatch them on the other hand, then maybe I'll skip them. But if I'm watching them for the first time, I really don't want to be left out on anything.
Okay, so
Remind me to never let you watch
Now-
Naruto then.
here's the thing, in Gizmo, with the Bleach filler, it's like some people will defend and quite a bit of at least 2 filler arcs that I know of, which are the Zanpakuto O's filler arc and the Reigai filler arc. The latter taking place directly after the Arrancar saga, which the Arrancar saga in the manga is long. So that's kind of why I would stress to read the manga over watching the anime, but if you prefer to watch the anime, that's fine.
That's kind of one of my games. If you ever watch One Piece, go manga. And
Too many times trying to catch up by reading the manga, anything. That's why I rely on the anime most of the time first.
And 1,000 Year Blood War Gizmo, it looks amazing.
yeah, same with the Wano arc. One Piece.
Thing is, with the Wano arc, like, it looks really nice, but the thing is...
But it drags on a bit.
Yeah, not only that, but it's also like, they say...
Because we should be having Gear 5 by now.
They're also like, oh, this is Demon Slayer level of animation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
No.
no. It looks
Speaking of
nice,
being-
but the choreography is very lackluster. One Piece is not
Speaking of,
One Piece, I don't think, in terms of animation, is known for having exceptional choreography.
One
Yeah.
Piece is now granted part of that is from the source material. Especially early One Piece had
I mean,
some.
I think the fight didn't really
some
get
whack-ass
good until like
fight
Water
choreography.
7.
Like you could very
So, like,
clearly tell all that that he was
One Piece
sort
is
of
more of
like
an
cutting
adventure
around,
than actual fighting.
cutting around it for the sake of it, for the lack of a better term.
I mean, the fights didn't really get really good until like Luffy versus Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, it's like that fight ends literally with Luffy just, throwing machine gun punches at Lucci, and then
he has
he
more
just goes
text than that,
flying
though, right?
out the.
Yeah, he does more stuff.
Obviously, he does more
apparently
stuff than that,
split
but
up
it's
in,
like,
three major parts.
but that's the part that everybody talks about when it comes to that fight.
That is true because
'Cause
Water
the-
7.
Yeah, because the Jet Gatling is the main highlight
Iconic.
of Luffy versus Rob Lucci.
And then they did it again with Katakuri versus Luffy.
And funnily enough, Lucci is actually my favorite character voiced by Jason Liebert.
You know what? Understandable.
Yes.
I would talk
mean,
about Lucci,
you mean
but I don't know if
fake
everyone
Crow?
just
Yeah.
kind of listen to manga.
And funnily enough, Lucci, I believe, shares the same Seiyu as Gilgamesh from the Fate series, Tomokazu
Oh,
Seki.
okay. You know, can I talk about Gilgamesh? We're on the topic of power scaling. God, I love Fates, but its power scaling is, kind of fucky.
The power scaling
In a
in
Because
Fate,
Fate, it kind of operates on what I would call rule of three.
yeah, and also, how versed are you in the mythology?
It depends on
of-
which Fate you're in
yeah,
as
you
well,
know,
because depending on which Fate you're in, you get like characters that could like literally destroy galaxies. Yes, I'm not joking. There is a
Yep,
character that can destroy galaxies.
yep,
Look
that
at
is
Space
true.
Ishtar.
And then there's
Yeah,
also,
Space
and
Ishtar.
according to the statement by a Waver
And apparently
Velvet,
Gilgamesh is somehow the strongest.
yeah, according to Waver Velvet, Gilgamesh possesses what would be considered an anti-universe noble phantasm that can destroy all of creation.
And then we have servers that can literally give people the concept of death,
The only one who matches
travel through
Gilgamesh,
time,
the only one who matches Gilgamesh in power is Arturia.
with Avalon, specifically.
Yes.
Because without Avalon, she's kind of fucked.
Mm,
And even then, Excalibur's kind of has 13 seals, so it's not even at full power.
Yep.
Since we're on the subject of anime, how aren't boy. Can we just stop with the isekai anime already in manga? They're all
No, we need.
they're
No,
all
we need to
seem
talk
look- They all seem to look the same now. Even
No, we need to talk. No, we need to have an
Okay,
isekai
so
about my
I
little
said
sister
that
and
like
doing things in one touch.
I said that like 10 years ago, and it's only gotten worse. So
I
the
say
more
that
you
now.
say it, the worse it's gonna get.
I say that
Dude,
now
isekai-
because I've been trying to look for inventive isekai, something that will at least
Gizmo.
throw you on. No.
I
know
you-
I know how that sounds, but there's all even the most mundane of ideas can be inventive. Look at all the superhero films, and we've gotten.
Okay, so I have a story for you, Gizmo.
It's called Two Men in the Sky, and it involves Superman
say
going to
because
visit
listen,
the
out of all,
world of
look,
the
I
boys.
really don't
Damn it,
like
chill.
to. I really don't like to just look at every other isekai just because it's
There are only
isekai.
4 isekais that I can say are
There's
worth
the
watching.
isekai that I can-
D0, Konosuba, or maybe Overlord, and I guess
Forget the Konosuba
Yeah.
Isekai.
It is, but
Yeah,
they
and-
couldn't finish it because the creator
Oh
died.
God, Oh god, I ignored this chat.
So the ones
As
that I
like
can
Queen
name on the top of my head
Ophiucha
are
says Bowser she's called Princess Peach for a reason.
Oh no.
here's the ones I
Gizmo,
actually
are we
read
sure this isn't
before it
you?
became
And I
anime
keep
that
talking you the.
Here's the ones I've actually read before they became any kind of anime. There is one where an entire Japanese school has to fight Huggies. There's an entire Japanese school literally has the entire building time traveling to fuck. Lizard guy's being lizard guy. He can fuck himself. So anyway,
I was saying it makes me wonder what he's up to these days.
he's up to trying to get diaper fish drawings. You know what? I don't know. I don't care what he does.
There's back to the isekai. What was that?
I was trying to say is that there's a ton of isekai out there that are inventive and creative in their own way. There is one where a wrestler is summoned to a world of fantasy, and instead of saying thank you or just saying no thanks to the person who summoned him, he instead grabs the princess that summoned him and does a German suplex on her, knocking her out.
Oh yeah, I read the first chapter of that. That was great. I need to get
And
back.
I've seen the first
And it
episode.
continues to be great, and it's hilarious too. That's one of them. There's there's two where people have like their cafe, well not cafes, like a legitimate like restaurants open, and it's like one of the more heartwarming isekai where they like serve beer and they serve noodles, tofu, and all this shit. It's one of the more heartwarming isekais. It's better than it sounds. And then there's one. Yeah, but not tofu. Like they actually make a dish out of it. And there's another one that comes to mind where they could really go somewhere with this, with these isekai. There's one where baseball, instead of a national sport, is a literal game of life and death to decide who gets to be enslaved, die, be free, and stuff like that in another world.
So like basketball in the Mayan Empire.
And I mean, I've seen
Sure.
some pretty weird
But
isekai.
it's legitimate baseball. Like it follows the same.
Some I probably can't say because I don't want to get you guys to get the knowledge.
They call it the same thing. They say
We're not
it's
making money
baseball,
off
the
this
same three
anyway.
bases, home, the batter, that
shit
kind of
with
thing.
me.
And another one that comes to mind is a whole Japanese school somehow gets transported back in time into like some sort of period in ancient Japan, and all the people that are involved in literally every club use their skills to fight off invaders. Like you see football players attacking, you legitimately see like football players using their skills to like tackle the cavalry. You see like people in the fencing club like attacking the samurai. You see like you see like a guy from the ping pong club legitimately throw knives as if he were some sort of assassin, like with precision skill. Like dead ass, these are the more inventive isekai, but all we're getting is, hey, I am dude from Japan. I am not special. I am still not special, despite getting the 99 level of magic.
Dude, there's an
Level of
isekai
fantasy.
bingo, man.
This
This
is
literally have an
legitimately-
isekai bingo.
This is legitimately isekai bingo because the good and more inventive isekai are hidden behind all this same.
So, real quick.
Yeah.
So,
Like even the ones that try to be different, like there's another one that comes. Even the ones that do come try to do something different, like there's one where a guy like appears in another universe where everything is like space, like the space battles, the space pirates, everything's got aliens and shit like that. That's more inventive than a lot of these other samey schlocky fantasy isekai. Even those get like buried under all that, and it's really humiliating.
okay, so, I have a recommendation. It's not an isekai, but it is somewhat similar. It's called Mashle.
Oh yeah, I heard of that one.
M-A-S-H-L-E. It's a story about it's basically a story about Saitama from One Punch Man going to Hogwarts.
So it's Harry Potter.
I heard about that.
The boy
Yeah,
who
I
lived
like
it.
that. I love the idea of that.
Like he has
of that
no
anime.
magical talent whatsoever. Or he just did all of the push-ups, sit-ups, and bench presses, and now, he just goes to magic school.
And like eats brain pops and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's the
love that.
boy who lifted.
I like that, the boy who lifted.
Harry
boy who-
Squatter. Harry Spotter, the boy who lifted. And yeah, that's what
Harry-
Giga
Harry
called it.
Squatter.
Dude, there's a little video of it.
Harry Squatter.
I posted on the broadcast chat so you can look at it.
So, currently
Yeah, what?
There's even licensed isekai that get buried under the rubble from all this same stuff. Like, there's two.
I recommend Isekai real quick.
There's two.
Like an Isekai.
There's two King of Fighters isekai, and then there's one City Hunter isekai, which are completely different. The two King of Fighters ones, one has Yori Yagami traveling to a world of fantasy. And
Oh yeah.
that one is good. He's
There's
like
also a Yamcha Isekai.
yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That one is good too. It's funny. It's more funny
Yeah.
than it is awesome, but it is still awesome seeing Yamcha actually standing a chance for once.
Yeah.
And there's
Also,
another,
I guess
there's another King of Fighters isekai, and instead of Yori Yagami, it's Shingo Yabuki that travels to like Edo period Japan, I think. And he's like trying to fight a whole lot of invaders and sword fighters with his bare hands. And because his martial art resembles the what was his name? The Kusanagi clan. They think he's either a spy or someone who's been banished from the Kusanagi clan. So they're saying stuff like, "Hey, that's not how you do it," or "You're close." Every time he tries to perform one of their special moves. And then the other one is City Hunter. It's a really old manga series. It's been going on.
Yeah, I know City Hunter.
This one has a 40-year-old woman traveling into the City Hunter universe, which is like kind of old considering it was like what in the 80s or 90s it takes place. And so she's not 40 anymore technically. She now inhabits the body of like a middle schooler. And so because of that, she has to get the help of the main character from City Hunter to try and go back to her own timeline and universe. But she has to keep it secret because the guy already thinks that she's insane. Because City Hunter is compared to other anime and manga, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, One Piece, it's a very, very, very grounded action anime and manga series where it deals with like bank robberies, blackmail, government conspiracies. It's really grounded compared to like planet-busting villains or like soul-stealing spirits. It's funny, and then the isekai that's based off of it is even funnier. Where she has to keep reminding herself, "Oh shit! Not only is this the City Hunter universe, this is like the 80s or 90s, so shit like this doesn't exist."
Alright. So I guess Isekai, who eats on Uncle Isekai.
and now I get the Ultra Hammer,
Funny one.
now,
Basically,
which I can now.
So you can grill off with the Ultra Hammer.
yeah, a Sega fan got sent into an Isekai, and then he comes back 17 years later.
Well, coma.
And he somehow
Okay.
kept all his powers. Yep,
Okay,
kept all
so-
his powers.
You know, Gizmo, it's unfortunate that
And the man becomes a
there hasn't
YouTuber.
really been a unique isekai anime since
No, that's
Quick-
what that's
hold
what I'm
on,
saying. There's
hold on.
plenty
There
of-
there
Hold
have
on.
been. They just been
Hold on.
buried under the shit.
hold on,
Yeah,
quick
it's
question.
buried under-
Quick
under
question.
too
What year
many
did
of the-
Digimon on Adventure come out?
And
Fucking 90s.
the 90s,
80?
early 2000s.
Exactly.
Again, you have to dig for this shit to find a diamond in the rough.
I don't
And
like.
also, this is
I don't
Digimon
like-
we're talking about. This is one of the first isekai ones, so that it gets a pass because it's Digimon. Literally, it's one of a kind thing.
That's not Alice in Wonderland.
Ah!
There is an Alice in Wonderland anime.
There is also Queen's.
Yeah, I mean, of course there is.
I mean, once upon a time, not only A from Code Geass went through Wonderland, and Suzaku had to spin Zaku to save her. I wish I was
Then
kidding
again,
about
I mean,
that.
Then again, I don't know what's worse. Anime, like isekai, bad isekais, or bad harem anime.
Bad isekai. Even with bad harem anime, you can at least say I still smash.
Yeah. Bad isekai. Actually, you know what? Bad isekai can have has some pretty girls in there too. So you know what?
Yeah.
I'll
Sadly,
take
that
back.
would also include Sword Art Online in Alex.
Well, at
Okay,
least
but Sword Art Online
Yeah.
has equality waifus.
manga has
Yeah.
a pretty
And I
robust
will
manga
say
story.
Sword Art Online is not nearly as bad as people make it out to be.
It's
not
really
good.
bad.
It's not fucking good.
It's a better
Do I
understanding.
need to read out the damn sex scene, man?
It's a
Do
more
I need to read
understandable.
that?
No,
the
Bryce
show,
Papenbrook
let's
and
be perfectly fair
and
here.
Jeremy Lay have already done that
It's a
for
more
you.
mainstream dot hack. At least there's nothing complicated hidden behind the scenes in universe when it comes to Sword Art Online. Dot hack.
And the
on
biggest
other hand-
problem with Sword Art Online is that it's too fucking quick. Like,
Yeah, I could see
They take-
that.
Yeah.
the first season should have been entirely dedicated to the fucking Aincrad arc. But instead, like halfway through, it switches over.
You want to
Not
know?
even halfway through, like a third of the way through, it switches
wanna
over.
know
to
why-
the fairy dance, and that should have been season 2.
You want to know
At the same
why?
time, though, when it comes
yeah,
to dot
what?
hack, that's also too slow.
You want to know why
I mean,
the
there's a reason
Aincrad
why there's,
arc
like,
was
3
so
to
short,
5 games.
Alex?
Well, yeah, it was because it was based on an anthology series that didn't have the.
No. It's because
Oh.
Reki Kawahara had to rush the conclusion and due to pitching this to a
Yeah, it
contest.
was. Yeah, it was a contest thing.
Yep.
And then he went back and added in some stuff in the Sword Art Online anthology light novel. Well, it was
Just make a
was
Sword
a-
Art Online MMO. God
it was a
damn it.
series. It was a
I think they
series
did that
of
already.
like
They did.
vaguely connected
RPG,
short
but
stories.
yeah, they did
Is
do
that
that.
led up to an ending. I understand why it was rushed. It's just that you know they should have gone back and fixed that for the anime, and they didn't.
Sonic is claiming that there's already an MMO for Sword Art Online.
Oh, an
Technically,
RPG.
there is a multiplayer RPG for SAO. I don't know that there's an MMO,
Well, I mean,
like a massively multiplayer. Or what? There's a
like, we're talking
multiplayer
like
RPG,
World
but
of
it's not a
Warcraft or
massive.
Sea of Heroes or something like that. There's nothing like that for Sword Art
yeah,
Online. Which is kind of ironic considering it's based off of guys playing virtual MMOs.
I wish they need to
at least
have
we
like
have the abridged series.
D&D
man.
setting
At
for
least we have the
Aincrad.
abridged series.
I want a fucking Aincrad setting thing for like 5.0 or Pathfinder or something like that.
Boss won't get off your back.
Shadowrun.
Girlfriend won't stop
Yeah.
nagging you. Did that fuckstick Tiffany sell you a bullshit dagger that broke almost immediately despite the fact you spent half your goddamn coal on it?
We're gonna get a
Have you ever
Online-
Oh, we need
considered-
scanners.
We're gonna get a Sword Art Online costume pack for Monster Hunter before we get anything Sword Art Online RPG related for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
that's
doing.
that is a we can print money with this idea, and they're not going anywhere with it.
It's a
Like, I
shame.
mean, seriously, they made the
Well, I
main
played the
villain
hell out of
better.
that when I was a kid. Back when I was
Dude, I
playing
would've-
D&D every week.
I would have played the hell out of an
I wonder
actual
if,
Sword Art Online MMO
I wonder
bothered.
if they were allowed to go back and do those revisions to the anime, they would have given Kayaba an actual motivation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that, you know what? That's one of the most egregious aspects of it. And I can forgive the light novel having that problem. It was rushed to fuck so that he could make the contest deadline. My deadlines is
We need to
deadline.
have that chapter long sex scene, though. We just
That
had
was
to
published
go-
on his website, and it wasn't.
Oh, and let's
Meant
also
to
not
be,
forget the
like-
fact that at SAO Abridged actually did something really interesting with one of the really uncomfortable bits in the fairy dance arc.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
Asuna just straight up manipulated that guy into
Also, how they
say-
handled the incest scene as well.
yeah, into
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that
into supposedly confessing that he was molesting her, and he was like,
This is my
"Oh
brother, who's
God!"
definitely not related by blood.
Yeah. Again, it actually
They're really
somehow
not
makes it
though, but
make
just
sense.
because they were raised together, it still makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how people keep saying, "Oh, it's not really incest." Like, okay, I see you, but it doesn't really change the
it's
fact that people
second.
don't like it.
It's called Inseki.
Incest.
It's where the person you're committing incest with is, say it with me now, not related by blood.
Yep.
Don't
It's
call it
okay, man. We're not related.
Why are they making
Diet
a term
incest.
Why are they making an anti-term for it? Just say it's not incest. Just remove the incest tag and that's it. Then you get the idea.
Look, it comes from Japanese hentai websites. What
I
do you
get
fucking
that, but why would they have
Either
to
we
make
get
an anti-term
incest,
for it?
hentai, or
Diet
incest.
all of the
Yeah.
all of the thrill of the taboo with none of the genetic abnormalities.
It's like it's a replacing.
You want to know the weird thing is Alex?
That line's
Both
from.
Fire Emblem
You know the
Awakening,
term-
both Fire Emblem
Who knows-
Awakening and Fire Emblem Fates actually have incest ships.
How many of
yeah.
you know the term BBW? It means big-bodied women, right?
Yeah,
So
Carmilla.
imagine if they did the same thing with.
Why you
hentai.
have to be my sister, Carmilla?
Instead
No,
of calling
not
it
Camilla. No, we're not talking about the Nor siblings nor the Hoshino siblings. I'm talking about Azura. She is literally the only one whom in some conceivable way is related to you.
Okay, so what were you about to say?
I was saying
I was
that...
just saying, imagine if they.
No, I was talking to Gizmo. Sorry.
I was saying, imagine if they did the same thing with, like, let's say, BBW. We all know what that means, big-bodied women, right? That's just another way of saying. So, instead of saying BBW, they remove that and say.
I'm already up upstairs.
SOC. It means it's what? What?
Alright.
Instead of
I
BBW, they oh, for fuck.
SOC.
Yeah, sort of chubby. Oh, that doesn't mean they're fat. Yeah, but just don't call them fat then if they're just a little chubby.
Well, insect is a Japanese slang term, so.
Still doesn't make sense though. We know they're not blood related. Why would you make a term to clarify that they're not blood related? It's sort of
Because
like
the title is going to be "I can't believe my stepsister's pussy is this tight," and the tags need to be able to talk about something other than that.
Dude,
Alex.
keep talking about the joke tag.
Alex, what's this retweet I see about Jazz Jennings being
Oh yeah, no, that was a thing that popped up on online a little while ago. So for those of you who don't know, Jazz Jennings is a reality TV star who was made famous by the fact that ow, stop killing me!
That ow, stop killing me.
I'm trying to kill you.
That's an odd way to become famous.
I need to kill you first. Okay. So anyways, yeah, so Jazz Jennings is a reality TV star who, we got the level up, who was made famous by being transgender at a very young age. And now it's coming out that well, you know, there are mental health issues. Who could have fucking guessed? Reality TV star, transgender, or child star, you know. That's a perfect bastion of normal mental health there, guys. All we need now is to find out that Jazz is a Mormon and a Scientologist. Hey.
oh, like chef.
I'm being facetious here. Anyways, so yeah, so if you couldn't figure out, like the old adage is trans kids is like, you know, vegan cats. Everybody knows who's making the decisions, you know? Like a cat can't survive on a vegan diet. They need fish.
Point is, you shouldn't eat things that feel pain.
Okay, we won't eat you.
Anyways, so there's a video of Jazz Jennings' mother talking about how Jazz doesn't, you know, at some point in time, recently, has stopped dilating. And
Oh god.
I'm not going to explain that. If you feel the need for an explanation about that, go look it up. I'm sure you can find. I'm sure you can find instructions about this on the internet. Mr. Medicare has a video about this over on his BitChute channel.
Does he ever? I didn't told me about that video.
Don't watch that if you're faint of heart.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
In fact, you know what? Just don't watch it at all.
My rank is hard.
Yep.
And so the thing is that this, you know, I'm not gonna say that this is 100% a sign of abuse, but you know, like I said, this person underwent, you know, drastic bodily changes prior to puberty, leading into dramatic surgery before the age of 18. And man, and have you seen Jazz Jennings' mom?
No.
Okay, so Jazz's mom looks more like a dude than Jazz does. You know?
Are we talking about the man? Are we talking about the man baby or dude looks like a lady?
We're talking lady looks like a dude.
Dude looks like a lady. So the reverse of that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Why would we want to
Like,
have?
we're-
Why would we want to have sexual relations with Jesus Christ Superstar?
And,
Ask-
I mean, faded.
Ask your
Here's religious
okay,
play.
no.
Drake, where's the body of Christ? It goes right there. Drew with magic marker. You were supposed to carry out the body of Christ. Dude, I'm gonna. Oh, really? Yeah. So go get the body of Christ.
Plus,
Yes, yeah,
Whip.
well, jeez.
Combo Master.
Dude, I mean...
I see the problem.
I mean,
I see the problem. Oh, do ya?
Anybody remember that South Park episode where Mark was
Yes.
yeah.
And Alex,
all of them?
yeah, I remember that. That was something Nostalgia Critic talked about in his top 11 South Park episodes. Alex, oh, and Gizmo, I ended up, Gizmo, speaking of that meme I just quoted, I ended up making a variant of that, but with Bulk and Skull in the treehouse instead of Drake and Josh.
Oh god, Gizmo. I wrote Kevin yesterday.
Why? Let's show him.
I asked ChatGPT to write fanfiction.
Oh fuck.
Kevin, you can't summon anybody in this battle, can you?
In the final battle, I don't
No.
think so.
In
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts, yes, you
You're gonna
can.
Oh wait, you
the
can summon
Genie,
Tinkerbell.
you
Yeah,
can
summon.
Tinkerbell.
yeah,
you
summon
can summon
her.
Genie. You can summon literally anybody.
Okay, yeah, you
can. Entire
yeah,
time.
Yeah, I think you could summon Tinkerbell.
No, I'm gonna remove Treasure Magnet and equip
What?
Here.
Magic equipped.
1 AP.
Got a Super Shroom. Got a maple syrup.
Jesus, Gizmo, what the fuck?
What?
I mean, really, Treasure Maggie, you had that equipped still?
It's Alex who has it equipped.
Oh, never mind.
So,
Alex, what the hell?
I mean,
What?
treasure. I mean,
What the hell? What?
I mean, I have treasure. I've had treasure magnet equipped onto my person, and yet it still worked out really well. Hell,
Well, yeah, because you grinded.
yeah, I grinded and beat the optional bosses.
Yeah, you
I-
have an excuse. He doesn't.
You know, I shit you not. The first time I ever played through Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way, on my PS3, I ended up making Xemnas my bitch just through counterattacking.
Wait, are we talking about 2 or 1?
1.
Okay.
Look, the Lava Piranha from Super Mario World 2.
Favorite post-game boss in Kingdom Hearts?
Okay, so Lava Piranha, he's got, you know, a face and 2 little lava buds.
I'm gonna say a face and a name.
Yep. And I am going to reduce the stats of his little buddies.
Man, chapter 5, man, that chapter of Paper Mario is kind of terrible for me.
I think chapter 6 is worse.
Wait, chapter 6 was this one again. Who about the chapter 6 again?
Huff and Puff.
Oh yeah. You know, I keep forgetting about him. Yeah, you're right.
Alright, Lava Buds. They have 8 HP, but they cannot be taken out permanently.
Man. How do y'all feel about post-game bosses?
I'm struggling to choose. Should I get a new swivel chair or should I get a new 4K capture card?
What kind of capture card are you looking at?
Like post-game bosses in RPGs. How do you feel about
The
them?
HD, I mean,
They're alright.
the Elgato 4K.
The 4K 60 Pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. It's pretty good.
Like, where's the limit, do you think, with post-game bosses? Like, did we have, like, post-game bosses,
Yeah,
like,
because,
They have the... Yeah, I have... Let me see if I can find it. here.
leather's chipping away and the leather on my right armrest literally falls off constantly.
Yeah, I ought to get a new chair, honestly.
Yeah, over card, you think so?
No, I'm saying I ought to get a new chair because mine's fucked up.
Oh, mine's just
I don't
so
think-
fucked up.
mine-
I feel like I'm gonna cut my arm if I keep using this.
Oh, well, that's more fucked up than mine.
Because of what is that?
Don't think Matt Walsh is Apex homosexual.
Yes, I do.
The left armrest has like the plastic slowly chipping away. The other one literally has it slipping off, revealing like the metal part, and has got like edges that I feel like I could just cut my arm open on.
Ow, the edge.
Yeah, get yourself another...
Stop taking Matt Walsh seriously because Matt Walsh said that
Matt Walsh also said that anime should be banned, and you know what?
But there's too many people that are against anime right now.
He's... Yeah, and every single one of them is just as gay as he is. If you're against anime, you're gay. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do about that.
And
I'm
not
not
only-
saying that
and-
gay. I'm not saying that gay people can't like anime. But if you don't like anime, that's really freaking gay, dude.
Speaking of, we all know that Lollicon's a very controversial subject, whether you're for it or against it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been
Oh,
For some reason.
How many times do we gotta keep telling people? No, let me rephrase this. How many times do people that are defending it that
Fiction
don't
is
even like
not
it?
reality.
How many people are gonna? How many people that don't like it always gotta be defending it and still be called a pedo? Because that's kind
You know,
of ridiculous, isn't it?
These people are not reasonable.
No.
Let's be honest here. Because if they were, they wouldn't be saying things like that. You know?
Yeah.
Look, I get it. It's like, no. I'm not. Everyone on Twitter too, and they're even legitimately trying to report people that post it. Look, I get it that it's not allowed on Twitter, but if you're trying to report them saying that they're posting like child exploitation, no, bro, you're just a little too
Feeling
far.
my problem
Yeah,
is
we're
what
wasting.
counts as a
We are now
law.
wasting valuable police time on things that the police could not give less of a fuck about.
Yeah.
Really, my problem
Like,
is
oh,
Mario, you shan't fight alone.
What's
Colorado
this
to the
email?
rescue. Hey-ya!
I'm coming into my job at the FBI. I signed up for the FBI to prevent crimes and stop them. I mean, you know, I want to bust up dirty criminals and organized crime. What's this? Somebody sent an email into the Crime Stoppers' email at the FBI. Oh no, it's Megaman from Konosuba getting plowed by the green guy. I'll put it with the rest.
Like, I get it. I get why people don't like it to begin with. It's literally like people are drawing like girls that are like under a certain age.
and then there's 100-year-old lollies.
Getting like railed, molested, and stuff like that. I get it, but at the same time, if it's a real girl, then that's when you should be running after the guy.
Yeah, like
Crushing him, look at him weird, saying it's creepy. You could say do that. All you
Like,
want, but if it's not real, then you shouldn't really be making that big of a deal. Big deal, but not that big of a deal.
Alex
Like-
also said that there was a female cop who was very
Yes. Yes, there is a. So, well,
Depends.
for those of you who don't know, petite women exist.
Yes.
That's it. That's all you need to know. There is a lady cop in my town who's probably all of about 4 feet tall. She has pink handcuffs. It's very adorable.
And now
There's-
Lava Piranha
there's
is
two like
dead.
that in Japan too.
Yeah.
Also, let's not forget
30
that
star
it's
points,
Not,
not bad.
let's also not forget that people always assume that it's the men that keep on making all these lewds of everything. And I'm not talking
Remember
about culture, I'm
Shota's-
talking like, anthropomorphic,
Shota's
Catgirl,
good for a
Gang
reason.
Gang, Shotokan,
Is it?
Yeah,
everything
but
like that.
yeah, but apparently, yeah, but
And then
apparently,
women are
it's like
also
the most-
talking these things
It's the most
too.
fucked up shit you'll ever read is written by women. And
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They forget that women are also trying to either make a buck
perverts.
or doing this, or are legitimately into this, so they decide to make a buck
Like,
doing it.
remember what who is the mangaka for FMA?
Hiromu Arakawa.
Yeah, remember what she said about this. This men should be
It should be boom.
Okay.
And women should
yeah,
be
men should be
vavoom.
boom and women should be vavoom.
Yes, which is her quote is actually what's used for the heroic build trope on TV tropes.
Mhm.
So I saved the 5th star spirit, Miss Star.
Like I said,
Mario,
women
this
should be
way,
perverts
we must
too.
hurry.
There's a shoe on head quote for everything that involves like sexualization of women. And it comes down to oh, this thing is dressed too sexily, change it. And I'm dressed too sexily for you, stop oppressing me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, that's it happens all the fucking time. And the designer of Bayonetta, who has been criticized for allegedly being an anti-feminist character, or until the LGBT decided to appropriate her out of nowhere for some reason.
And then went against
The
her.
designer of Bayonetta is a woman. She designed Bayonetta after aspects of herself, and Bayonetta being hot is kind of like a personal thing for her. Same kind of thing with like Lollipop Chainsaw. Remember James Gunn and Suda51 when they were asked about like Juliet Starling and Lollipop Chainsaw, asked if they thought the depiction of women was offensive, if they were fucking baffled because she's a strong, independent female character who's constantly doing things, Oh, she's sexy and she gets the job done. She kills zombies with her giant pink rainbow patterned chainsaw. I wouldn't have thought that anybody would have
better
a
get
problem.
going now.
This
See you
character
guys
appeals
later.
to every
See ya.
Night.
Wait, who left?
Sonic.
Me.
So...
God damn it.
Hey, why is Kiwi Farm still down, by the way?
Blame Keffels.
It's probably safe to blame Keffels or France. Or
Keffels.
French Keffels.
No, not France. It's definitely Keffels. She's been on the Kiwi Farm's ass ever since she's been ousted as a groomer.
Didn't Brianna Wu tell Keffels to shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
When Brianna
That
Wu
was-
tells you to shut up, that is certainly something.
That is, yeah, that is unfortunate. That is
Yeah, but
unfortunate for you.
Gizmo, You know how I first heard of Brianna Wu?
Oh.
Benny, Drunken Punk's boyfriend.
Oh fuck.
Right.
Because Asa was answering a question about Benny saying, "Is that Drunken Punk's dad?" No, that is his boyfriend. And then Asa read another comment saying, "I thought it was Brianna Wu."
I mean, the shoe fits.
Oh god, you actually remember what Benny looks like?
Oh yeah, and you notice that a lot of these people that try to go against Lolicon, they either have porn in their likes on Twitter or they're just like closeted.
Well, the
Well,
funniest
because-
thing is,
because the people who have
antis are always turning out to be criminals of some sort, and that's hilarious to me.
Yes.
Because like they're always turning out to be like some either actual pedophiles or sexual abusers. I think one of them wound up turning
It's
out to
called
be a
projection.
murderer.
It's called projection.
There's a whole Yeah, there's a whole thread about stuff. Similarly, there's a whole thread about how like a bunch of people who were like anti-Gamergate wound up being like abusers, sexists, etc. And there's like a laundry list full of them, and I think you can find it over on MomBot's page still. While there's like 2 people involved with Gamergate have been arrested for stuff, and I think one of them is Ethan Ralph.
Yes.
And let's be perfectly fair here. Nobody wants to associate with Ethan Ralph anymore. So.
Didn't he live stream Chris Chan getting arrested?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing he's known for.
Oh, I got caught. Dag nabbit.
His footage wound up on the news, I think.
Yeah,
when they
it
were
did,
reporting
actually.
that story.
It did.
Okay.
I hope he got paid for that. Granted, he probably just snorted it all, but
Okay, so now,
Here's another issue.
now would we mind going back to like anime power scaling and whatnot? How do we feel about My Hero Academia's power scaling?
I'm not really sure I know how MHA scales power. Like, what are we talking about in terms of power scaling? Are we talking about like sheer power level, or are we talking about like demonstrating how powerful things get?
I mean, I think it's really based off like their destructive potential and whatnot.
I really hope that in MHA they talk more about the people who are quirkless, because
Well, the thing is, here's the thing.
it really fascinates me. It really fascinates me that in the world of superpowers, there is not a single
Knuckle
guy who
Duster
tries to
in
make
My
them-
Hero Academia Vigilantes is quirkless.
That's a
Yes,
side
there
story,
are there are like Batman Punisher style characters.
Yeah. And now we're on a quiz show. The 64th trivia quiz off. Mr. Hammer.
I'd rather be playing a quiz show than being this guy, this old fuck in the head again with a giant. Do you have any doors I can open, Mr. Xanart?
Here's something else I'd like to
Sorry,
bring
the only
up.
weapon I brought is a giant key.
Here's something else I'd like to bring up. How many of you are aware of the schoolgirl fetish?
Oh yeah,
Or
the
like
weird ass.
the taboo of like having a
Yeah, the fucking Catholic school skirt thing. Yeah.
or like the
It was like
teacher on the students.
Oh yeah, that the thing that appeared in 90% of porn videos before
Right.
the stepbrother, stepsister, step-parent thing
Every
came
time
about.
the times
I mean-
brought that up, it's like, oh well, that.
One of
means
the
you're a pedophile
questions
then.
was,
no, it doesn't work that way.
One of the questions
the
was,
reason
who
I'm-
does Bowser love of so much?
Peach.
You should not be allowed to have that fucking EOE back.
So the reason I bring that up is because people are against lolicon. It was like, okay, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, you're okay with people doing schoolgirl and sexy teacher porn. Shouldn't that be, iffy too, if they're trying to imitate kids being railed, or like the taboo of a older teacher going on the students?
Okay, so sometimes people have made that point. Luckily, all of those people have been laughed at.
Yep.
Although for some reason, and people actually take them seriously when you're talking about drawings.
No, that's what I'm saying though.
I have a sneaky parasol that was given to me by one of Bowser's henchmen, so I could transform into one of Bowser's
shit.
henchmen. Hell, I could probably transform into Bowser himself right now, so I should try it.
They're against lolicon of all kinds, whether it be like a legitimate 5-year-old going against a student, or just like a 1,000-year-old woman trapped in a girl's body. But they seem to ignore fully grown women dressing up as Catholic schoolgirls, or older teachers flirting with the younger students. They seem to ignore that. But they seem to act like ghosts don't exist,
Dun dun dun
and
dun
that
dun.
they act
dun,
like
dun,
Lolicon's
dun.
like the biggest problem.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if you're not okay with this, then that means you shouldn't be okay with that, bro. So which is it? You're either against all forms of pornography depicting younger people, or you're okay with all forms of pornography as long as they follow the law.
Yeah. And now I can use Smooch to restore most of my HP.
You can't even bring up the form of legality because we're like, oh, it's disgusting just because it's legal. It's like, yes, because it doesn't involve actual minors. And they're like, oh, but you.
Oh, you know, the funny thing is,
Still
when
it's
I
legal,
try
that
to
means it should
fight
be-
that
that means all
stupid law from the Bush administration that got overturned,
Yeah.
like that thing that George W. Bush signed in like,
What is it, the one where 16-year-olds can get married or some shit?
no. I was talking about the thing that they always cite whenever they say, oh, lolicon is actually illegal.
There's two laws that come to mind. Refresh me which one that is.
It's the Protect Act, which got struck down at a lower court a while.
Oh, that one. Okay,
Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I remember that one. Yeah, that never made sense to me. Look, it should be clear cut. If there's no real kids in it, then there should be no problem. If there's a depiction of an actual kid, then okay, maybe there's like a thin line there. So there's like a huge maybe. That's how Shadman got in trouble with like when Shadman drew Keemstar's daughter. Like that's a thin line. That's
Yeah,
a
it
thin
wasn't
line.
just Keemstar's daughter. It was also Daphne Keane from X-Men.
Yeah, from X-Men. Like when she was still. Well, actually, no, she's still young. I think.
Yeah.
That's also a thin line. That's a little more understandable if you're drawing like real.
Didn't you
Like,
refuse to
actual
draw
kid.
Prince Chan having sex with his mother?
Yes,
Yeah, he refused.
and has
outright.
interesting lines. But
He
hey,
refused.
you know, I appreciate the lines that he does have.
He also refused to
think
do
it might-
anything.
I think
He also-
Shad might actually be dead now. I don't know.
Well, no, he's got some. He had like a couple of actions from his Twitter, so that proves that he's still alive.
Ah,
Yeah, like a couple of likes.
I
and
mean,
that means
Shadman
he
did
might,
get on Doug Walker, or when he,
Yeah, he used the Shadman meme there too because.
yeah, during his review of the
changed the panel
94
stuff,
Lion
yeah.
King movie.
Yeah, he was on his ass because he did some shady stuff too. But what I'm getting at though is like when Shadman did it, it made sense because he was legitimately drawing characters that were legitimately.
Oh
Under
God,
13.
it's
That makes a
him.
lot of sense. That's a
It's,
line. And if you're against that, that's a little more understandable. That's a lot more understandable. But if
Hey,
you were to
Joseph, can you answer
Yeah?
me this question? Who is
What's
the,
up?
Who is this brat
you ever
that
danced with the devil by the
swam all the way?
Pellman Light?
Who is this brat
What?
that swam all the way to Lavalava Island, who looks like a Koopa that just got out of his eggshell?
That looks like a.
To me, Mario.
No, Mario just left on the whale.
Wait.
Okay, so people have been legitimately having the conversation about The Last Jedi again.
Really?
Yeah. People are seriously trying to argue that the bombers, that the Star Fortress bombers from the start of the film weren't somehow all incredibly stupid. And they're trying to use Empire Strikes Back to do it. And, you know, I'm happy to jump on the Empire Strikes Back hate train. And God knows I am. But that's not what these people are
which
doing.
Is not
these
the,
people...
which is not the hill you should die on.
That's not what these people are doing. These people are saying that, oh, because the Empire Strikes Back had bombers that dropped bombs in you know,
Space.
in space, that somehow the bombers that they have in The Last Jedi are okay.
No.
And, you know, back when we couldn't see inside of the bombers, we could just assume, as was the case, that, you know, they were like missiles of some sort. because they're proton bombs, you know? Oh, proton torpedoes. Because they're not fucking thermal detonators like they are in The Last Jedi, you know?
Yeah, Junior Troopa just drained half of his health just to fight me.
Like, legitimately, they're proton bombs. They have a propulsion source, like the proton torpedoes we saw back in Episode 4. You know? Well, and that aside, we don't know what the mechanism looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe it's bullshit, maybe it's not. But actually, I know for a fact that we know what the mechanism looks like, and it doesn't look like that. That because it was in the official cross-section book. They have technical manuals for all of this stuff. Both official ones for the fans and official ones for the designers.
It's kind of funny how easy this boss fight is.
And then he seriously tried to argue with me that Season 4 of Star Wars Rebels wasn't the dumbest thing ever.
Even though it was.
Yeah. Have any of you guys actually watched that, or are you just seeing clips? Because
I've only seen clips.
Wait, watch what?
Okay, so Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah, Star Wars Rebels has this thing where the main character jumps into a rock and goes back in time.
Somehow.
Yeah, that is going to come up later on in this Disney franchise if you catch my drift. Yeah, he goes back in time and he pulls another character out of a really awesome death scene. Because like everybody was thinking, oh man, and how's Ahsoka gonna get out of this? That's at the end of season 2. When they never showed us, and I figured there was gonna be a really cool reveal of like oh maybe Mace Windu helped her. Maybe he's got like a robot arm. Maybe it's somebody. Maybe it's this guy. Maybe she Spider-Man deadlifts the fucking rubble off of her head, and you know, no. Ezra Bridger uses the pathways through all of space and time to walk down to where she was in the time stream and pinch her out of the timeline. There is a pathway. This is official in Star Wars now. There is a pathway outside of time and space linking time, all points in the timeline together, so that you can, excuse me, if you're there, you can fuck up the timeline however you want. And I thought that was gonna come back into play in episode 9, and it didn't. And now I'm afraid of what they're gonna do in episode 10 now that they're working on it. Because Disney could very well just take all of the stuff that they have, and every script for every Star Wars thing they've ever written, feed that into like a customized chat GPT and tell it to write a script based on all of their Disney canon material, you know?
Okay, so I have now unlocked Flower Fields, but I will not be going there yet. There is still some business to take care of.
Oh, this is hilarious. So, I remember I was going around Twitter just liking lewds, and someone retweeted a gameplay from, I think it was Video Game Dev Story or something like that. It's one of these simulator games. And it looks like you're able to just, run a video game company, make games, peripherals, or whatever. I'm just guessing. And then it looks like the guy tried to send out an unfinished game, and then there's an in-game alert saying you cannot ship an unfinished game. Someone shared the screenshot of that, and then he tweeted it with the caption saying, "This is the most unrealistic video game company simulator I've ever played."
I've seen that tweet. I liked it.
I thought that
Or,
was
I've seen that screenshot at the very least.
Dude, you know what? There should be an option where you get to ship out an unfinished product and see what happens afterwards. Like, can you release free DLC? Can you release a patch? Do people not care that it's broken? It's to the point where it's hilarious or has a charm to it. You know, is it like the next Skyrim, or is it like the next The Room or something like that? Yeah, that should be an option to release an unfinished game or not. Like, would you like to make a reference to one of your failures as a way to relate to the players, like releasing an unfinished game, having a glitched character hidden away, that kind of thing? That should be a thing in like video game company simulators. Like, I have a game like what's it called, Game Dev Story or something like that. I played the shit out of it. Game Dev Story or something like that.
No, it wasn't Game Dev Story. It was the game where if you had I think it was Game Dev Simulator.
Is that it?
It was the game where if you pirated a copy of the game, eventually piracy would just tank your copy, tank your sales.
Game Dev Tycoon, that's what it's called.
Game Dev Tycoon, that was what it was.
Dude, I played the shit out of that. And what was it again? If you let people pirate the game, that'll make your sales tank?
Yeah, no, if you pirated... So, the Game Dev Tycoon guys put out a build of the game on the Pirate Bay that had the after a while piracy tanked your in-game sales.
That's clever. I like that. They should have left that mechanic in though.
Well, that would have been unfair to the people who actually paid for the game.
That would have been a nice hard mode though. Like, oh, people started to pirate your game. Your sales are tanking because people prefer the pirated version over the one you have to pay for some reason.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there.
You know, is it because of the price? Is it because there's less bugs? That kind of thing. Is it because the fan community made more mods for that than they did the official product? They should really make a sequel to this if they haven't already, because I really love Game Dev Tycoon.
And by the way, guys, Flower Fields, the area we'll be going to next, features the location. It's the location where we'll be able to grind up to max level.
Oh boy.
Because there's a certain enemy that gives us lots of star points. And we gotta farm that one.
Gotta take a piss. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Allowed. Get back here.
I'm trying to see if I can get the quick change badge, because that is a really good one. Toad Town News. Pleasant Path has to become a toll road? An enormous Koopa Troopa has parked himself on Pleasant Path between Koopa Village and Toad Town. A huge creature who is apparently calling himself Kent C. Koopa demands coins from every passing traveler. If the traveler refuses, this brute walks away with his enormous body. What?
I got Blitz.
Neat. Alright, let's go take on the master of karate.
Mario, welcome to our dojo. For what purpose did you come here today? Very well, it's time you fought the master.
Why do you sound like Jay Sean Lemoyne?
No, I'm trying to do my impression of TFS Kami where they changed his voice.
Huh.
Remember that
excellent
time
move!
I think it was just a troll going by that name.
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, of course it was.
I mean, why would the actual guy be in the Discord server?
Gizmo.
He's taking a piss.
Never mind.
You forgot he has bodily functions like you and me.
Excellent move.
Mr. Poo-Poo, you know what to do.
Yes, Kami.
You have natural talent.
Oh, we didn't learn anything.
Die 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 die. Die, 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 die. Shifted keys for no explicable reason.
I see why you are so famous, Mario. You are truly a masterful fighter. Very well, Harry the adversary. I give you this.
Around at the speed of
You got the
sound,
third degree card.
trying to survive all
You are
this.
welcome
Gotta
to
kick
train
my
here with us
ass.
anytime.
By the way, I'm not gonna attempt the last 2 fights with him until I'm, around endgame levels, cause oh boy, he becomes Super Saiyan. That's both the least descriptive and yet most accurate way I can describe it, Alex.
I'm afraid. I'm very, 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 very afraid.
How afraid are you?
Well, white hair just went Ultra Instinct on me.
She does it.
Well, we also have
Oh,
one
I
more.
was just about to heal. I was dodging.
You need Leaf Bracer equipped, Alex, to prevent him from damaging you while you heal. You have Leaf Bracer as one of your abilities.
Hang on. Yes, I have that equipped.
Okay. Hey, so that was just rotten luck. Alright, let's heal up. Now, if you're wondering about how good is the quick change badge,
I'm back.
I was going... Gizmo, just in time. I was going to explain to Alex how the quick change badge works. So, normally in Paper Mario, you need to take a turn to swap up out your partners whenever you use them in battle. However, the quick change badge makes it so that you don't have to take a turn to swap out. Alright. Oh, wait. Gotta make sure. Now, Paper Mario has a max level cap of 30, much like its predecessor, Super Mario RPG. Because, yes, this was initially planned to be a sequel to Super Mario RPG.
And I can see it.
Oh yeah, Brown Floss is gonna do a Star Trek musical. I don't know if that's ever been talked about.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very. I
See,
think
double
I
dip.
think it can work. I mean, we've had an Evil Dead musical after all. Star Trek musical isn't really that far from reality.
Come on, man. You gotta give me the quick change badge. I needs it. I'm begging you, Mr. Badge Man. Give me my goddamn quick change.
No.
Come on, man. What are you, Joe Biden?
Come on.
Then you ain't black.
Oh,
He's not God.
God. I remember that Okay.
Shoot, then you ain't black.
Blooper! Time for the last blooper fight of this game.
I'll be honest, before I heard Joe Biden talk, I always pictured him as having that Ronald Reagan for some reason.
You know, I can imagine why you would.
Really? Ronald Reagan?
Oh, I love it. I love that bit from Family Guy. Oh. And this. Oh shit!
We don't
I
tell that.
I forgot. I gotta get the blooper babies off of me. Wink, wink. Oh dear. Now he's pissed off. Gotta switch and bow. Wink, wink, wink. Wink, wink, wink. Wink, wink, wink. And now I'm going to do what I should have done earlier and made them all chill out.
Would you cut that out?
So now their attack power has been reduced significantly.
Will you cut that out?
Okay.
Not even a one count.
Oh, great. This thing's gonna poop out more. Oh, lovely.
It's my Christian news.
Oh, I love... Oh, what a
Don't
lovely day.
anybody misinterpret that. He said news. There was not a single D sound in there.
Yeah, you know people are gonna spin that.
By the way, Alex, you know, there was once a character in Mario Sunshine who says, "Oh, what a lovely day." Okay, the sunflowers.
Morning.
And you know what that sounds like? And you know what that sounds like based on the And you want to know what what the sunflowers sound like based on the voice delivery?
I know what it sounds like.
Oh, I love a dick.
Yep.
Oh, here's a question I just thought of. You're just granted the power of a Power Ranger. What is your animal?
We already had this conversation.
Extinct, mythical, or existing, and what is your weapon? Who? Wait, what about me? I didn't hear whatever Kevin said.
We can go ahead. You can answer it again.
I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, you were. You were the one who
We
brought
can
it up.
answer it again.
For Sunday? No.
I think we answered this on Sunday. Although, and I think this is one of those conversations we had in the server, but we didn't actually have on air.
No, we had it on air.
What was
I mean,
my
at least
answer?
I know I asked about weapons.
Alright, since I can't use bow.
Oh, so you guys have answered before then.
Yes.
I don't remember what my answer was.
I know one of you said the sword, and the other one said the
Oh,
staff
no. Okay,
of the land.
so Gizmo, well, we have answered this on air before. You were the one who asked.
Told ya.
But if, last week, Sunday was the day when we were asking, like of the original Rangers weapons, like what would you choose? Because like the obvious choices are like Saba or the Dragon Dagger or the Power Sword. I went for the Power Lance, Power Staff, because I think ultimately it's probably a more versatile weapon.
Oh, I just...
And Kevin said the power sword, and I said power bow.
And we've actually had this conversation, I believe, on a Kingdom Hearts stream, if you can believe that.
Yep.
Here's a better question then. You're giving each the creative freedom to make your own Power Rangers show. What are they based on? How would you make it different? And you pick one AAA celebrity to play the leader.
Ooh.
Okay, so, as far as...
And what would be the morphing device of choice?
Okay,
If at
so
all?
for the theme of the series, I'm going to go with military. The Zords are all going to be military vehicles. Well, it's like there's going to be a submarine, an aircraft carrier, or a Coast Guard cutter, or
Wouldn't an
like
aircraft
that.
carrier be too big?
That's going to be like Titanus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Zord carrier thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Army can have a tank. Air Force can have a jet. Marines can have like helicopters or something like that. Obviously put more thought into it than that as time goes on. But we'll work on it. Morphing device. Morphing device. This is going to be an interesting one, because I think for regular military, so for like the Army, Air Force, Navy, a pistol with like a special whole thing that you insert into the magazine chamber.
Are we talking like the Mighty Morphin pistols, or are we talking like Dino Charge pistols?
I'm thinking kind of like a 1911 that has like a thing where you insert, or like, oh yeah, imagine this 1911. You pull back the slide, you pop the magazine in through the top, and pop that back down.
Huh. Okay, that's inventive.
Yeah, that can be like the main ones, and then like you could have like the Coast Guard guy could have, the Orange Ranger could have like a flare gun be his morpher.
Oh, so they're all based off like a sort of pistol.
Yeah, they're all based off of a pistol kind of thing. And then you could have like, I don't know, well maybe like the extra Rangers would each get their own unique morpher, but like the main 5, which in them would have like the standard, like usual, So you'd have like one main morpher and then like 2 or 3 alternates,
Okay.
And the Megazord would, come together from the different vehicles,
Like different
air,
weapons.
air and land vehicles and water vehicles and whatnot.
Sounds-
And if I could get one celebrity to be, like the leader, are you talking like the Zordon character of the group?
I'm talking like the main leader of the Rangers.
Okay, Red Ranger, because I was gonna say, if I get to pick an actor to be the Zordon of the group, I want Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell is gonna be the general, and he's gonna transform into. Well, he'll be like the 5-star general. So, and his suit will will be like full camouflage. While the others will all be one color. And his helmet will have a helmet on top of the helmet.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, but
as
somehow
for the
badass at
red,
same time.
yeah. As for the Red Ranger, if I have to, this is weird because like normally I'd kind of go for like casting like lesser knowns or unknowns, ones like they usually do. But if I have to pick a celebrity for the Red Ranger, who's like, because the Red Ranger, this is gonna fuck up the color scheme a lot, but the Red Ranger has to be like an army tank. Okay, so you have to have like a red army tank, and that's gonna fuck up the color scheming thing. But hey,
No, it's not like the color scheme has been consistent in Power Rangers.
well, no, obviously. Like we gotta hit the primary colors because it's not like we can have like 3 different colors of beige ranger, which is what we'd have in real life. We can't have like we can't have like Air Force have that like weird off gray camo that they have,
Right.
So what I'd say for like Red Ranger, picking somebody young enough to be the Red Ranger, or while also being kind of a Andrew Garfield, I guess.
Okay, I can see Andrew Garfield being that Ranger. He is athletic, well, with playing Spider-Man and everything. Kevin, you're that's it?
And he went through some military training for Hacksaw
And
Ridge as well.
And I decimated the anti-guy.
I forgot he went through military training for that movie.
Yeah. So I think he could probably do it.
Ooh, that's a good badge.
He's got more gravitas to him than Tom Holland does, and Tom Holland was going to be in my next choice. Kevin, if you had to assemble a Power Rangers team, what would
Alex,
the
I
theme
actually
be
have an
and
interesting idea. What if Tom Holland were the Blue Ranger?
That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. He could be Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would feel like that you're just picking off like Spider-Man actors at that point.
I know, but here's the thing.
Okay,
that would actually work.
If I'm picking Spider-Man actors, and I get to have another Spider-Man actor, her Coast Guard is definitely going to be Tobey Maguire.
That's fair. That makes sense. He's been in an Army movie too.
Yeah.
I mean, you also got Bruce Campbell in there, so you got the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got.
And then we'll get Sam Raimi to direct it.
Sam Raimi directs new Power Rangers. You know that would be awesome. He's like a practical effects guy anyway.
I'd have to really think on who I would want for a hypothetical Power Rangers thing. Now, Gizmo.
What would the theme be? Like, what kind of...
Think of that first.
Part of me was thinking just going full-on Shinto mythology.
That'd be really good. You have the Shinto mythology, them all being like... Would they all be like different Shinto deities, or would they be like yokai?
Figures of Shinto mythology.
Okay, that's a good one. What celebrity would you hire her to be the Red Ranger if we're doing what I did? This is the Zordon character.
Zordon. Let me think. Oh, because I really liked Bryan Cranston.
Ooh.
And as Zordon, but if we're going a bit, if we're going a bit at first, thinking, God. Okay, you know what? Ken Watanabe.
As the Red Ranger?
No, as the Zordon.
As the Zordon.
Come on, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Ken Watanabe.
Yeah.
And if you had to pick a celebrity to be the Red Ranger, who would you pick?
Or at least like the leader ranger, because
Yeah.
Red's
Yeah,
not
the
the
leader.
only color anymore.
Yeah, I know, the leader ranger.
Now there's gold, now there's white, now there's green.
Oh, God.
Silver Ranger is now a thing, right?
Yeah, Silver Ranger's been a thing since, In Space.
Well, technically you could say it's ever since
Metallic
the Mighty Morphin.
White, yeah.
And technically you could say it's been a thing since the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, considering the kid
Yeah.
suggested Gold and Silver Ranger.
I was gonna say Metallic White from, Season 3, but...
Actually, you know what? Whatever happened to that kid from Mighty Morphin? The movie.
Good question. Actually, I think he's still on the convention circuit occasionally.
You know what? Tom Holland would be my Red Ranger then.
Really? Okay. 2 Tom Hollands.
Okay, no, we'd have to.
Well, yeah, he's got Tom Holland as his Blue Ranger. You got Tom Holland as your leader Ranger.
I mean, to be fair, or how many times has JDF and Johnny Young Bosch been on been a Power Ranger?
True.
A lot.
And we're not talking about them being like Power Rangers. About these being like the same Rangers. We're talking about them being
No.
hypothetically different Rangers.
Yeah,
you know?
hypothetically different, and I think he would
Right.
he would actually be able to do. He'd actually have the character range to pull it off.
Yeah.
What would your theme? What would the Ranger theme be?
I said.
Well, he just
it's
said
Shinto mythology.
Oh, yeah, you said that a moment ago. What would your morphing device be?
Beads.
Okay. That actually.
Would you? So, if that's the henshin gimmick, I think what would the device be? Are you making the beads means the actual device?
The beads would actually be the device.
Okay.
Like, how would they activate? Would you say like a specific chant? Do you have to do like a prayer motion?
They do a prayer motion, and then they form, and then they turn, and then they pose.
Nice.
See,
It's getting kind of Kamen Rider, to be honest.
and
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I was mostly just, making it up as I went along.
Hey, that works.
It's interesting. If that's in the
That's
top of your
more
head.
thought than Ninja Steel put into what the fucking devices were.
That's the spin stars. Those are a little goofy.
The thing that nobody fucking liked unless people wanted to buy.
If nobody liked the spinner belt in WWE, what made them think they'd like the spinning star in Ninja Steel?
Oh, and welcome to my least favorite chapter of the game, Flower Fields.
What about your weapons of choice for the Rangers?
Let's see.
Are we talking katana, nodachi,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the Red Ranger would have a katana. The Blue Ranger would...
3 hands to make this fucking thing work.
Blue Ranger would have, like, a naginata.
Yeah, like a spear thing, yeah.
Yes. As the Black Ranger, or I believe it would have a Yumi. It's a bow.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. It's the longbows, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As the Yellow Ranger would have, of course, Shuriken.
Wait, did you say she would only have Shuriken? Because you got it cut off.
Shuriken and Kunai.
Ah, okay, yeah, there you go.
And... Pink Ranger. What am I giving her? Oh, to subvert expectations. No, to subvert expectations, she gets clubs.
I like that.
The Pink Ranger just barrels into things like she's a fucking caveman. And I'm here to beat you up!
The Pink Ranger's the tomboy of the group.
Yes. Ironically enough.
Yes. Oh yeah, I don't think we ever discussed enemies. What would your enemies be? Like the main daddy.
They would be... incredibly insensitive Arab stereotypes.
Oh God!
No, so, it would be a thinly veiled pastiche of Space Invaders.
Oh.
So dogs is what?
What?
So you're trying to say dogs?
No, I mean, the aliens would be pixelated and incredibly blocky. Which, incidentally, makes them easier to render on the CGI budget.
Oh, and for my enemies, they'd be Onis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh,
And
you know
the
what?
henchmen would be incredibly insensitive Arab stereotypes.
You know what? You know, what'd be better is the pixelation is an actual thing that disguises them. Like it's like a reference to how they pixelate a lot of the criminals and bad guys on the news, so they won't really get.
Oh yeah, that would. And then you could have one that looks like. You could have one that looks like it's naked.
Yeah, like the more attention they get, the less pixelated they are until they reveal their true selves.
Yeah.
What about you? What would your ranger be?
You know,
like the whole ranger thing be?
like, okay, so I was thinking, what Drupal theme do I like? And at first I was thinking something along the lines of video games, but now...
We kind of already had a video game themed Power Rangers team. It was called In Space.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I decided to take inspiration and an idea from a show I watch and go with...
You know, you don't have to come up with a unique idea.
Okay,
Use dinosaurs
hey guys.
5 fucking times.
Hey guys.
I was gonna say they use dinosaurs so many times at this point.
Yeah. But for me, I would
Dinosaurs
say...
5 times. Ninjas and samurai, I have both been themes at least twice. Fucking
Wildlife, like normal wildlife, has been used like a couple of times, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was like Wild Force and Jungle Fury, but the thing is like Jungle Fury also had like the martial arts aspect to it, and like the kung fu,
Right.
the kung fu karate aspect that wasn't as present in Wild Force. Magic was a theme once, but I kind of thought all the powers were a little bit magic, so you know.
Yeah, but that was like magic themed, like medieval magic themed.
Yeah, that was also directly made to cash in on Harry Potter.
Never, ever, ever put rap as your Power Rangers theme song.
They had a good rap theme.
Except
That
the Power Rangers is the first yet.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to a
Oh yeah, that brings up another question. Who
Yeah.
would what would your theme? How would your theme be? Would it be rock? Would it be like orchestral?
Okay, so we're going
Or what would your
we're
theme
gonna
be called?
Okay, so the main theme of my series is going to be performed by Sabaton.
If anybody's gonna ask me for my main theme, the main theme, it would be composed by Shiro Sagasu.
What would your team be called? I don't think I ever asked
My
that.
team, Power Rangers Camo Squad.
Not the
You know, just to go a bit on the nose.
I was gonna go with Camo Force, but then I realized they've used that for just about every fucking thing these days.
I was gonna end up, just to be a bit on the nose, mine would be called all the Shinto Rangers. I said just to be on the nose. I was like,
With
what?
mine, I would also be on the nose, because the whole theme of the group would be the Zodiac sign.
Oh, so like Knights of the Zodiac. Like one's Cancer, one's Leo. That's cool.
I was thinking more of the Chinese Zodiac.
Ooh, the Chinese Zodiac.
And as for the celebrity actor, he's not the Zordon of the group, more of the Anubis Kruger. Like, he's the mentor, but he's also an active fighter. And that actor is Adrian Paul. those who are unaware, Adrian Hall is best known for portraying the character Duncan MacLeod in the Highlander franchise.
I'm guessing
That is a
he's
choice.
from the I'm guessing he's from the show.
TV series.
Yeah, I figured it was from the show. Oh, because I'm like,
Okay,
that name sounds familiar. Okay, so here's another team-related question.
Okay, so I just
So-
linked you to 2 Ron Wasserman demos for Mystic Force. Feel free to listen to them at your leisure.
Okay,
Just
so
listening to it a little bit, I know it's a lot better than the original Mystic Force we got.
Listen to the rap theme. It's actually really good. And it's also better than the Mystic Force theme we got. It's kind
okay,
of funny how like, Mystic Force had the worst theme in, I think to this day still has the worst theme in Power Rangers has ever had, and then Overdrive is like a close fucking second.
hey,
And then immediately,
hey
like,
guys,
as soon as the writer's strike happened, Power Rangers had an immediate uptick in quality.
Okay, that one's a
So-
little more. At least can say it's better than the original.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, now, oh,
Oh,
Now,
yeah,
here's
he didn't, man. He
now
didn't
here's
say
an
who he was.
oddball thing, or rather, oddball thing. And so, since we discussed Power Rangers, what about a like a unique take on like the main team of Teen Titans? Because you guys already know my picks for the team, based on the commission art that I had for them. So, what would be your picks?
Honestly, like for my Teen Titans, for my Teen Titan team, my ideal Teen Titan team.
Yeah. What's your ideal
Honest-
Teen Titan team?
Honestly, I'm fine with whatever it is that they portrayed on the Teen Titans cartoon.
Yeah. As long as we're not,
I mean, if I could though, I don't know, Superboy, Tim Drake, Robin, before he became Red Robin.
Yum.
That was a kick-ass Robin costume, you gotta admit.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist the joke. It was right there, Gizmo.
Wonder Girl, you know, without the wig.
So, which one, though? Because there are 2 Wonder Girls. There's
there
Troya.
were 3. There were 3,
yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason why I didn't. Yeah, there's a reason why nobody really mentions Donna Troy.
Donna Troy, there's Cassie Sandsmark, and
Yeah,
then
Cassie.
there's Trinity.
Yeah, Cassie's my Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
Who her dad is, nobody knows.
Yeah, my ideal Teen
Wonder
Titans
Woman's
team,
just that much of a slut these days.
yeah, it's kind of odd that Wonder Woman's a slut and not say Starfire or Raven, considering, you know, hormonal.
Yeah.
Starfire got made into a slut, and that made a lot of people very mad.
Well,
Yeah,
I
because-
Starfire, I can see it happening considering she'd gotten older.
Okay, so...
Well,
Okay, so
if
aside
I had
from...
to pick my Teen Titans members, it would be Superboy, Tim Drake, Robin, Cassie, Wonder Girl. Let's see. Fuck, what was his name? Arrowette. You know, I'm gonna pretend she didn't fucking quit. Waste of a good character.
Artemis?
No, Arrowette.
Yeah, well, no, fucking Arrowette. It's Arrowette. I don't care what anyone says. Artemis might as well be an entirely different character.
Yeah, she kind of is in a different character.
And let's see, one more character. Secret. It's shameful that they never brought her back in any form.
Okay. What about you?
Might as well
What about you, Alex?
I'm pretty much alright with the, like he said, that I'm alright with the Teen Titans as they are in the show, but I'd add Superboy, I'd change, Dicko to being Nightwing, and then I'd have, and then I'd add, probably, right now,
No?
Huh?
Oh, he got cut off.
Yeah, Alex, you got cut off.
no, I didn't get cut off.
Alright,
I just
so...
stopped talking because the game irritated me.
Okay, so...
What is it doing to you?
Now, Gizmo, based on, oh wait, I should ask Joseph his ideal team. Joseph.
Fuck it,
What-
I'd add, trying to think. I'd add somebody who can help me get to this fucking portion of the game.
I don't know who that would be.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, you never finished your Power Rangers Dream Team if you're in charge. Like who would be like the Ranger leader?
I
Like,
think he said it would be Adrian Paul.
Yeah, I would choose the.
Oh, he picked out a Zordon, I think. Oh, see,
My choice would basically be like the Anubis.
Yeah.
Or you have nothing
So
better.
who would your Red Ranger be?
The Red Ranger.
or at least your leader Ranger.
Let me whack at his ankles. He has ankles. They're exposed.
Okay.
Are you fighting Mysterio or are you fighting a Kingdom Hearts villain?
He's fighting Ansem, the Seeker of Dankness.
Technically, I'm fighting a giant Medusa creature.
Sounds like you're fighting Mysterio on PS1 Spider-Man.
Okay, so
Oh, so you said you had your Anubis as the Zordon. Who's your Ranger leader?
I don't know about the Lee Ranger.
Okay, what about the theme?
Well, the theme of the whole team is Zodiac, so
Like the theme song, though.
yeah,
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
I know.
What would your enemies be?
The
Almost
Chinese
like-
government.
Okay, the enemies would almost be like the Shadow Zone.
What?
Okay, so the way I see it, it also incorporates the symbolism of the yin yang. We have light, we have dark, we have good, we have... And everything, there's always two halves. We have light in the dark, and then we have the dark.
Maybe
in
we
the
could
light.
finally have that thing where the heroes of darkness have to bring balance to the light. Like
Oh.
Final Fantasy III kind of implied, but, didn't happen because Final Fantasy III is a garbage game for garbage people.
So what you're saying is like the enemies would revolve around the yin and yang concept, where enemies come from both light and dark.
In a way, like, the heroes would be of one half, the villains would be of the other, and try to take full control of the Zodiac. Like, we have the Light Dragon, then we have the Dark Dragon. The Light Fox, Dark Fox. And
Okay.
essentially, it's the villain's quest to vanquish the heroes and take their power, but it's the hero's job to make sure that the power of the dark doesn't fall into the wrong hands. They don't want ultimate.
Well, what would your morphing device be?
I was actually thinking of a few things. One idea I had was tattoos, but I'm like,
tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
Well, it's supposed to be used as like a Power Ranger thing.
well, here's the thing. With Power Rangers and tattoos, I mean, there's a reason why Tommy started wearing long sleeve shirts since Wild Force.
Yeah, but that's
Definitely prominent in Dino Thunder. And then, I don't remember the actor's name, he's the one who played Bridge in SPD. The reason why he wore those gloves is he has tattoos on his hands. And Saban didn't really like the idea of showing tattoos.
Yeah, I remember when Jeremy Lee, I believe, he wanted to get a tattoo of the fairy tale logo. Oh, the people on Shameless said that they'd make her pay for the makeup required to cover it up
Jesus.
every single time she was on screen.
Why?
Because there'd be some issue with they'd have to like shoot around it. Whenever they'd have her back to the camera, they'd have to cover it up, you know.
Oh,
I
that's
never understood
stupid.
That's the thing I never talked with JDF, because we all know that he has tattoos all over his arm.
Yeah, because they went hardcore covering his up. They like gave him sleeves and they had makeup on his fucking hands, you know.
Yeah.
Very good.
And he just thought that it'd just be better just to have long sleeve shirts.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
What I just witnessed.
Another idea would be medallions of that.
Well, you know what? The Paijois had tattoos.
Are they bad guys?
No, the
No,
Python or
the Jungle Fury Rangers. Those all the Jungle Fury Rangers had the Jungle Fury logo on the side of the
Yeah, maybe that's probably something else entirely, though. Maybe it's because I think the reason why they're so anal about tattoos is because they didn't try and
the logos and stuff and trademarks. Or JDF had his clothing line and tattooed on his arms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's,
not only that, but you noticed that, like you said, that they had tattoos on their wrists or something like that. I feel like they're only okay with the tattoos if they come up with the idea of them having tattoos in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why they would have tattoos in the first place is that they were
fucking merit on TV. It's why Animorphs didn't have any of the pop culture references in the TV show that it did in the books, and that's part of what made the damn thing so fucking pointless. That show was terrible. Oh, but it was, you know.
Okay, Alex, you didn't finish what you were saying about the about who you'd add for the team of the Titans.
I'm doing grinding, which is my least favorite thing to do in RPGs. Legitimately, I'm going to add Grindstone Boy. The boy whose superpower is to prevent you from having to grind in any video game.
That just... Okay, let's be serious here.
I'm pretty sure there's a kid like that somewhere.
Anyway,
So he's a character from Heroes. He's a fucking technomancer.
As if I was supposed to know that.
No. Grindstone Boy is not a character from Heroes, but there is a character in Heroes that is a technomancer.
Oh, neat. So...
Yeah, he used... The first time we see him use his superpower, or is him using it to watch WWE without having to pay for it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That seems like a neat way to use your superpowers.
That was back when Heroes was still good.
I love the fact that they even gave the sister a power.
Yeah.
Like, she's 619, a fucking robber that held up a damn diner.
Yeah. She had the mimic power, yeah. Or she could just mimic anything that she saw. I'd like that power if I could get it. Honestly, like, I can't think of much more to add. Like, add Connor to the lineup, and that's about it. And maybe add fucking Speedy to the lineup, why not?
So, O'Connor and Roy?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, what would your wishes be for your ranger team?
Joseph? If that's for you.
What was that?
What would your ranger weapons be?
You know, traditional Chinese weaponry, right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, and since you're
that ties into what the animal is. Like for the ox, I'm thinking like a mallet.
How big a mallet are we talking?
Not my King DDD size.
We're talking Sledgehammer.
Pretty much Sledgehammer, yeah. Little bigger than Sledgehammer, but generally around that. Again, it really depends on the zodiac.
Let's see. Chinese zodiac's got rooster, dog, sheep, pig, dragon, tiger.
The tiger, I think, would be like bladed gauntlets, but the blades resemble claws. The dragon would be a katana.
The rabbit. Oh, and the rat.
The rabbit can have a giant stick to hit people with, as reference to rabbits kicking people. No, the rabbit has giant boots.
I was just thinking of magical boots that would kind of give them a bit of a speed boost as well as
Jumping powers.
a little bit of jumping, yes, and also gives the
You can
user
fly? No, jump good.
user
I couldn't resist quoting Samurai
stronger
Jack there.
than the rest. So
What did y'all really think of the Samurai Jack season 5?
I thought it was alright.
Great. It was alright.
Because I know Mr.
good.
Enter, like, really hated it.
Fuck.
You know what? I don't know why. That is not. There were worse things on TV that year.
I mean, I get, like, not acknowledging certain characters. I get not acknowledging, like, some of the other allies Jack might have made, but that's about all the negatives I can really think of.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the reboot wasn't. Yeah, the season 5 was not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
oh
It
wow,
was-
that's interesting.
No, but what about you? Oh no, wait. What would your ranger team be called?
The Weed Rangers. The
What would he ever said?
Mighty Morphine Power Rangers. Every ranger is a different drug, and they all morph using a magical syringe
I didn't even
or blunt.
Weed, coke, pill,
Meth,
meth.
fentanyl.
No.
That thing that YouTube breaking quad.
Okay,
And a ranger leader. Bath salts.
okay,
Ranger
Joe.
leader has to be Bryan Cranston.
No, but for real though, what would your ranger team be called? They're called.
The team would be called Zodiac Rangers.
The Zodiac Rangers. Okay, that's simple, but effective. Excuse me, it's simple yet effective. Well, your name here,
Mason.
Mason. What about you,
I'm not really sure.
Ranger?
You guys talk while playing my game, so. But honestly, I'm not really sure. The idea hadn't really crossed
Do you wanna-
my mind.
Do you want to go with the Drug Rangers?
Y'all already have some really good ideas, so.
Well,
Now,
any.
honestly, like if I could force Power Rangers to adapt any season of Super Sentai, whether it be from like one they've skipped, one that came before
The
Power Rangers was a thing, or anything, and yes, Tokyuger is at the top of the list. My second one is going to be Zyuohger, and my third is going to be Q Ranger.
Here's my thing about the
Cosmic
training.
Fury.
Here's my thing about the training one. People keep on saying that you can't possibly translate that for an American audience and make an American team out of that. I'll be like, how about don't? And just say that this is like a separate Ranger team that just happens to be in Japan.
Like, yeah, we're literally trained. Actually, you know what? But you could have each ranger be from a different country.
The rail rescue force.
Yeah, have each of them be from a different country with a big rail system. And like you could have like the big cargo train could be American because that's all we fucking do here.
One could be like coal powered, one could be diesel powered, the other one could be electric powered, the other one could be
They are like that.
They could resemble different trains from different eras.
Yeah. Like that'd be really easy, you know, make it adapt to a.
Yeah, but you know, Power Rangers is not like that.
You can just say,
they can make,
like, hey, you know, these are all the trains of the world, you know.
yeah, but you know, Saban probably.
Ranger, a Korean Ranger, or a French and UK Ranger, or this guy's from New York, you know.
Yeah, but with how Saban is with his Power Rangers, you know he's going to be anal about like everything not being there.
Saban doesn't say shit about Power Rangers anymore. He doesn't own it anymore.
Well, there's no Vulcan skull. There's no lesson to be learned.
Why should we have a Vulcan skull in every bit of our media?
Like they decided, and you know, they had the most beautiful suits in the world in Q Ranger, and they decided to replace them from those ugly ass like space looking what you call it? It's space looking Dino Fury suits, you know.
You know what I ended up picturing? You know what I ended up picturing for, or like the I just ended up picturing, like since my version of the Red Ranger in the Shinto Ranger, ours would be played by Tom Holland. He'd just be the biggest geek among several other people who are just like, what?
Yeah, that's a fairly common trope. Your series will fit right in.
No. I just mean like everybody else would just be like, why is this guy talking about all these random things? And then that's kind of why they did. And here's the thing, that would be exactly why he'd end up being picked the leader. He's like, no. I am not leader material. Oh, I'm just some geek.
I'm a guy who knows way too much about
Legos and Skylanders.
Yeah. And they'd be like, yeah, that's exactly why you're perfect for this role. Oh, because you know exactly what's going on. And
the man who does not desire leadership is the one who is the most fit for leadership.
Yep, that is true. That is even true in my version of the Teen Titans, where Beast Boy is the leader of the group. He doesn't want to be the leader, and yet he ends up actually excelling at it.
Isn't he already the leader for a bit in one of the
Yes, that's kind of why I ended up picking him for my
comics like years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of why I ended up picking him for my group. Because it's like, people would think, oh, that's unrealistic, he's never led the Titans, and I'm like, yes he has.
Yeah, he has.
And then he ended up, and albeit it was temporary, but he did lead the group. And plus, even in the animated series, he led the Titans against Brother Blood against the Brotherhood of Evil, until they rescued Robin.
Oh, and in the comics, Beast Boy finally smashed Raven.
And then Barry goddamn Allen had to fuck everything up.
He whipped his lightning fucking dick out and he fucked the timeline.
Oh, Barry! Oh!
Iris isn't gonna be happy about this, Barry. You keep cheating on her with Mother Time.
Yes.
Anyway. But honestly, considering how much of a bitch Barry was, how much of a bitch Iris was in the Flash TV show, I can't fucking blame Barry.
No, you're not the Flash. We're the Flash.
That's so stupid.
It sounds stupid.
Anywho, so now Joseph, who would be your Teen Titans team? Like, would there be any additions? Hello? Am I all alone?
Yeah, he turned his mic off.
To who?
The same, but adding Katana. This is Katana. She's got my back. I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
That is the most reshoots ass dialogue I've ever seen or heard in my life.
That's what. It's what I keep quoting because it's so stupid.
What's her power? She has my back. Oh, okay.
She didn't have his back during the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie.
Well, that's because she got a much better gig over at Amazon.
Oof.
Okay, so since we have the so what would be a how would you like how would you reimagine your version of the Titans?
Oh, Alex, okay.
Like what kind of storylines?
Yeah, like what kind of storylines would they be going through?
Okay, so there's going to be a very symbolic storyline in which they
returns as one of the main villains.
In which they have to prevent Barry Allen from screwing up the timeline, and personified by a girl who looks like Jessica Rabbit but has a clock for a face.
Okay, let's be serious here. Let's be serious here, guys.
Oh, well, so that's a good question. I don't know.
Return well endowed as one of the main villains.
Okay, so,
Well, even though my story's kind of like retread at some old ground, it's still, I still at the very least would try to add like a unique twist to it. Or that'd just be like, yeah.
A clock with Uba.
But
be like,
honestly, that would be an interesting parody story for a DC comic.
But what would be a serious story you'd want to do with the Titans?
Okay, so
ooh, you know what? I think I got one.
Alright, shoot.
So
instead of we always have villains that attack superheroes in broad daylight or in broad like moonlight if you're in Gotham City.
Or
what if instead of their personal homes or like in front of everybody on the street, what if they go to the Titans place? What if they go to one of each Teen Titans place that they keep their public identity at, and attack them right on the spot, no questions asked, no subtlety whatsoever, like straight up something like out of a Dragon Ball Z episode. Like they have no choice but to reveal their secret identity right on the public and show their fighting skills, their powers, stuff like that. Like let's say, Captain Marvel. Like, let's say, Black Adam is told by one of the gods to attack the Teen Titans because they failed to take over the planet and create the Earth in their vision because the Teen Titans interfered. So now they disguise themselves as the Black Adam's gods and tell them exactly that, and to attack them at their schools or at their family events or something like that. So like they're not even waiting for a costume change. They outright are attacked by Black Adam, and they have to like fight them off one by one until they're all defeated except for one, or they all manage to defeat him once they gather together. No costume change, which makes it more dramatic, and because they're like, holy shit, that kid's beating up Black Adam. Like, wait, is that my boyfriend? Wait, is that my son? And it makes it more dramatic because not only are these superheroes attacking Black Adam at once, but these are teenagers that are as young as 13 to 14 that are trying to defend themselves against a planet buster like Black Adam.
Interesting.
And because they're kids, people will try to defend Black Adam themselves. Like if people would join in and throw shit from like the roofs, or like maybe you'll have like a random farmer like take out his double barrel and distract Black Adam with buckshot in the face. Something along like it shows that the community cares what happens to these kids, even if they didn't know they were superheroes to begin with.
Kind of sounds. I'm guessing you drew some inspiration from Mr. Raimi Man.
Hello.
I said.
No, I just Sam Raimi, yeah. No, it's not really like about that.
I know. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're joking about, but
no, I'm not joking. I'm actually being serious.
Okay. I know what you're saying, though. But it's more from dramatic effect because.
Hey guys, look! I found the sun.
Whenever it comes to like a superhero, we already know that a couple more are gonna come out and save them. You know, and everybody's either running away or they're staying around to watch. These are adults though, but when it comes to kids, people really don't like seeing kids get injured or die for that matter. So that's why I think it's more effective, because you'll see all these other kids trying to help out, these grown-ups, the elderly trying to distract or hurt or even help, for that matter, against Black Adam and for the Teen Titans.
Yeah, that really sounds neat.
Yeah, think about it. You see Superman getting pummeled, you think it's cool that he's fighting against this world dominator. You see Superboy getting pummeled, it's cool, but it's really hard to watch a guy that's supposed to be, what, like 13, 14, getting his ass beat by a guy who's supposed to be in his 30s and that rules over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Or company. So you feel more bad for him. You want to help the guy out. So like, let's say Black Adam's like plowing Robin through drywall after drywall after drywall. Eventually, maybe like a construction worker will take out a nail gun and try to distract Black Adam, so he lets go of Robin. Or maybe he's like pummeling Superboy into the ground, so maybe like Lois Lane throws a heel so he could pay attention to her for a while so he could recover.
Yeah, this is really good stuff. You know, it's actually more inspiring than what Young Justice has become. That's for damn sure.
I think it's because I'm so fascinated with the Moreland character from Spider-Man that idea just popped into my head. Like, okay, yeah, these are superheroes, but they are also teenagers. So it's gonna be like some scary shit when like a top villain like Black Adam is coming after you one by one and not even waiting for you to change into your costume. Like he straight out sees you and he's coming after you. Moreland, on the other hand, he likes to hunt. He waits for Spider-Man to change in a costume. He's walking to Spider-Man sometimes. He doesn't even run. Black Adam, on the other hand, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't play no games. He'll fly straight towards Robin, even if he was just going out to get a candy bar.
Oh, by the way, we are recruiting our last party member in this game. I will forgive him. For now. Which is this guy is Lackluster.
I think I also like got this idea because of what was it? One of the Green Lantern comics, whereas Sinestro is like beating the shit out of Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner at the same time in Hal Jordan's rebuilt city. They're like their rings are out of power, so they're just using fisticuffs to try and arrest Sinestro. nobody left the city, so they decided to just show support for Hal Jordan by lighting up their flashlights and their like home lights with like green hues.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and then after that, they named their city the city without fear or something like that.
Oh, cool.
It was something like that. It was pretty cool. Like I think it was the Moreland arc and that had me come up with an idea like that. Moreland before the whole Spider-Verse thing was a thing anyway.
All right, Alex, what serious story would you have in mind? Based on all of Gizmo's...
Okay, see, my I'm having a hard time coming up with a serious story that would be as good as that.
You flatter me, bro.
Like serious, off the top of my head, the one where they tried to stop the Flash from fucking up the timeline again, and it's like one of the goofy episodes of Teen Titans, you know?
Yes.
So it's like Gizmo's is the season-long arc, and mine is the like in-betweeny episode that they use to lighten up the tone.
Yeah. So, now, one of the first stories I've pitched to Alex about with my Mehcast of Titans was a version was based on the episode of Young Justice Image. And it's interesting to see how, it's like, I could do, there's a lot that I want to go back and improve on and whatnot with that story, just because it's like I'm trying to think of the right term. It's like, just because I've published like an initial version of it doesn't mean it's the be-all end-all version. Like, you guys get what I mean, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm probably
trying to play Drew McIntyre's thing.
No. I'm just kind of coming up with something on the fly that may or may not be musical.
So Gizmo, with my group of Titans, what's something you'd want me to do? Like, what's something you'd want to see from me?
Hire Zoltan to make animation of Beast Boy getting it on with Raven.
No. Yeah, no.
No, but for real. For real though, I don't really know. Maybe something horror based, because that would be interesting. I mean, Teen Titans have dealt with serious threats before, just not on the level of the Justice League.
With my Terror of Trigon thing, it's certainly going to be like if it's gonna be based off of both the show and the Justice League vs. Teen Titans movie, but it's also going to be if Berserk and Bleach had a baby.
Here's my thing. Have them stuck in the Titans Tower, and have one of the more unknown Flash villains to attack them. Not the Rogues Gallery.
Someone like Godspeed?
No. So here's what I'm thinking.
What about something like, what's his fucking face with that stupid symbol in his name?
Here's my idea. Kilgore. Here's my idea. They think that because they hear that one of the Flash villains are coming after them, they think they know how to take care of them. They're thinking Captain Cold, or Heatwave, or even like Captain
Dawn.
Boomerang for that matter, Trickster, Mirror Master, right?
They could fight. They could go against Thawne.
It's none of those guys. It's not even about Thawne, because even then you at least know what he might or might not do. One of the more obscure Flash villains I want them to face up against is Murmur.
You'll have to describe them to me.
Murmur is literally described as the silent serial killer. He mumbles, sure, but there's a reason why he's called a silent serial killer. He wears like a very, very doll-like mask with a drawn smiley face, but with the mouth sewn shut. And he wears like an all-leather outfit. And he kills basically with like knives, and because he's so silent, I guess because...
Problem being, that would be problem being, he's not just going up against, you know, a speedster. He's going up against a whole team of superheroes.
Right, but here's what I'm saying though, because they don't know much of the guy, they don't really know what to expect. So they're either gonna get severely injured, or they're gonna disappear somewhere. So you'll probably have like Beast Boy just like going around in his tiger form, and because he's expecting someone like, I don't know, let's say the Mirror Master, he's gonna keep looking at reflections and after reflection after reflection. But because Murmur is so stealthy, he's not gonna know he's gonna what was the word? Evade the reflections. So he's gonna be like one of the first. And now let's say Raven is going around looking for a Flash villain. She thinks it's Eobard Thawne. So she's like scanning the walls and like looking for like disturbances in the Speed Force with her magic if she can do that for some reason.
She probably could.
Yeah, but she's not going to expect Murmur because he don't have powers like that. And then boom, another one bites the dust. And now let's say Superboy's going around. He thinks that Black Rider is gonna probably come after him. No, it's Murmur. He's got like a kryptonite knife for some fucking reason. Boom, a third guy. Everybody has forgotten about Murmur to the point where he's overshadowed by the goddamn Trickster, a Joker wannabe that's a villain to the Flash,
and is even played by Mark Hamill in both Justice League Unlimited and the Flash TV show.
Flash TV show, both the modern and the retro version. Think about it. You think Flash villain, you think Reverse Flash, Mirror Master, Trickster, Captain Cold. When was the last time you heard of anything from Murmur, the silent serial killer?
So,
either years ago or not ever. And that I think because of that, it makes Murmur even deadlier.
Now, who would be the one to finally put him down?
The Flash has gone up against people with high-tech gadgets and powers.
Gizmo,
No.
The worst part is we actually have the perfect one to put him down. As much as you probably hate this idea. The one who was a trained assassin.
You're either talking about Cassandra Cain or you're talking about Jason Todd.
Damian.
Fuck him.
He's part of my team. So, no, I can't do that.
You know what? I just thought I just thought of an idea. Have him literally be the last guy to actually face Murmur.
Yep. And they get into a
Have him hard to read though.
Yeah, of course.
He's a serial killer that managed to be an opponent for the Flash for a reason.
Yep.
If he could take down the Flash, he can be a hard opponent for that piece of shit.
And here's the thing, my version of Damian ends up being paired up with Terra.
Oh god.
And no, Terra's not betraying the team.
I see her mailing her panties to goddamn Slade. It's such a weird thing to have to do.
She's not.
That's a weird thing
My-
to be good with her.
The version I've written is not like that at all. She's more closer to her 03 counterpart.
That's
Mine.
gonna stick with her for a while now, though. That's gonna stick with her for years, though, man. I mean, having a fucking a relationship with Slade of all people.
Well, here's the thing. That's an 80s comic, so yeah, that would make. Yeah, of course, that's gonna stick with her for a while.
That's like seeing Sailor Mini-Moon having a relationship with fucking, I don't know, Jason Voorhees. It's like, the fuck are you on?
I'd be like, what are you smoking, and where can I get some of that?
Yes.
But the thing is like, But the thing is like, believe it or not, Gizmo, this pairing, and as I've told Alex, initially started out as a crack pairing. Like this was like something I wasn't even going to be 100% serious about.
That's why it's called a crack pairing.
But then I actually went and worked on it, and guess what? I'm like, you know what? I can make this work. Because unlike the people who wrote the Justice League vs. Teen Titans, where they paired up Raven with Damian of all people, I bothered to put forth actual effort. Because I'm like,
they both have parent figures that refuse to treat them like actual children, though, so I can see them bonding.
yeah, but here's the thing: it's not really all that good a pairing. It's just they don't even have any good chemistry together.
Okay.
Like, their chemistry is just non-existent in that movie.
Speaking of chemistry, are we gonna expect you to be in that waifu tier list stream for Friday?
We're not doing the waifu tier list Friday.
Oh, I thought, didn't you say we're doing that Friday?
No, that's not. No, this coming Friday is the first video game film tier list. Yeah, blame Benjamin for that one.
I just heard somebody say bed, just like Fred Flintstone.
I still feel like we need to remove that Kung Fu movie.
You know, that one, I want that one on the list because I came up with a really good joke, and I want to tell it.
You know what though? I hate the fact that you showed me the arcade stick trailer, because that fucking song stuck in my head now.
I'm not the one who chose to show that trailer.
Awesome video games.
Alex, did you joke about a bear and a rabbit?
Oh, little fun fact. That was supposed to promote the Super Pac-Man video game, but that game got canceled.
Yeah, Super Pac-Man. Remember that?
Do you though?
But that is a part of video game history. I don't
Got canceled.
think I've ever fucking played it.
No, but that's the joke though. You cannot possibly remember it because it got canceled.
Yeah.
It's like saying I remember Polybius. Of course I fucking remember it. I just...
Well, you can say that now, considering they released like a ton of fan-made games for it.
I remember it from like 15, 16 years ago now.
Should we make a giant monster tier list?
I mean, we
You
know,
know,
we
Pretty
know,
good.
we know Godzilla's going at the top.
Well,
You need to put all the versions of Godzilla in there.
Well, there's only like 3, technically, 4, if you want that guy. Well, there's the original black and white.
Which version of Super Pac-Man
Well, it's like this.
are we
There's
talking
like
about? Because
Super Pac-Man. I think it was supposed to be in like an Atari game or an arcade game.
there was a version of Super Pac-Man that was released. There was just I think the one
I think at that time the
canceled.
yeah, I think at that time the Super Pac-Man game that was supposed to release got canceled. But then I think they made another Super Pac-Man. Also for Godzilla, I think there's technically 4 versions. There's the black and white, and then there's the one that's got the Cookie Monster eyes, and then there's the one released in 2000, and then there's the one that just... Actually, no, I think there's like 6. There's the one that was against Destroya, you know, like the nuclear, like, vein dropping and shit.
Yeah, that's Heisei Godzilla.
Yeah, there's... I'm not going to count Zilla.
We have to.
Yeah, we kind of do.
We have to count
we're counting American Godzilla. Well, no, that's
yeah, and Legendary Godzilla is obviously going on there.
That's
and Zilla's kid from the Godzilla TV show.
Yeah, that one was cool.
That's a different monster altogether, though. So that can't really be the Godzilla.
And the thing, Nostalgia Critic thought that nothing was gonna come of the like the teaser, like the stinger at the end of the '98 Godzilla movie. He was like, yeah, this isn't going anywhere. And then, and I'm sure people got on his ass as they're like, dude, there was a whole TV show.
Well, here's the thing about that. I think the reason why he said that was because literally there was no sequel to the movie, but they did make a cartoon out of it, which not many people would count. Because let's face it, if they were to say, make a cartoon of Indiana Jones after, let's say, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, do you really think that that's going to count when the 5th movie comes out? No.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
They're not even going to mention it. Sending with every Ghostbusters cartoon that came out, sending with Extreme Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters when Ghostbusters Afterlife came out. None of those are mentioned, and none of those have been even referenced.
Real Ghostbusters was referenced in Ghostbusters 2.
No, in the Afterlife.
Ghostbusters 2, though.
Really? Where?
Yeah. The fucking hairstyle, the hair colors, the outfits, especially for Janine and Lewis.
No, Janine's got a different hairstyle.
Yeah, the one from the show. Same clothing as the show too. Same as Lewis.
Really? Last time I checked, it was like a bowl cut of some sort.
Oh, her and Lewis had the same outfits and hair that they had in the.
No, but in the real Ghostbusters, it was like a different kind of hairstyle. It wasn't like a bowl cut.
Right. No, that.
In Ghostbusters 2,
it was close enough. No, it wasn't a bowl cut. No, it was like a weird, straight cut, but it was still.
Oh, by the way, Gizmo, I had an interesting pitch for a sort of Super Son story with my version of the Titans through Damien and Connor.
Huh.
Or because you remember the villain Warp from the first episode of season 2 of Teen Titans?
War or Warp?
Warp.
No.
I said Warp.
No.
Okay, Warp was a villain in the episode How Long Is Forever. And he's a time-traveling villain from 100 years in the future.
That guy. I thought that was just Kronos.
No. That guy's from Justice League Unlimited.
I know that, but I thought that was just their version of Kronos.
No. Anywho, so he came back in time to steal like a clock and whatnot, and that ends up causing Starfire to be sent 20 years into the future just because she messed with his regulator. And And essentially, what I would propose is like, instead of Starfire, Damien and Connor would end up fighting him, but then the weirdest thing ends up happening. They don't just get transported to the future. No. That would be too simple. You want to know where they would end up? Batman Beyond.
I think
They'd just be like, what is going on here? Yeah. Because the Once and Future thing was a really good episode good two-parter from Justice League Unlimited. Plus, we got a Western version of the 2001 Justice League theme. That was awesome. But anywho, they just be like, okay, they're like, this is weird. Or we're not even. No. It's like, hey, Connor, just look at the newspaper. He'd be like, okay, this is weird. Why? If we're far into the future, or why is it on? We're not even that.
Newspapers in Batman Beyond.
I'm sure they do.
Oh, because I just say that because it looks like when it comes to future dystopian stuff.
No, I just mean like somebody is on the option of trying to sell a paper. He's like, no one's buying this anymore. But then Superboy's like, okay, how much for this paper? Wait, you're actually wanting to buy this? Look, just sell me the paper, okay? Hey, done deal. Well, you're not gonna question it? And no, of course not. I've been waiting for somebody to buy these for years. He buys the paper off of them, and then they find out, wait a second, we're not even that far into the future. What is going on here? And the twist is, they're not in their universe. Messing with Warp's regulator caused them to induce multiverse theory. How does that sound?
You don't really get that many multiverse adventures when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, so it would be an interesting opportunity to explore the Batman Beyond timeline, and then unfortunately,
didn't we already kind of do that in Batman Beyond? It showed that a lot of wheeled cars coexist with hovering cars, and like there's still contact sport. There's more drugs than there are today. There's more drugs there than there are, back then. Flappers, splicing,
and then Terry's just like, "Hey boss, I just found a couple of kids on the street. Hey, they look like cosplayers. Who are they dressed up as? Well, apparently a younger version of Superman and Robin.
The Teen Titans, I think.
The Teen Titans don't exist in that universe.
Yeah, considering DC was still not really a conjoined thing when it comes to the entire universe.
Yeah,
DC still isn't a conjoined thing.
When it comes to their animated shows.
When it comes to fucking anything.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the comics, they do that as much as they can, no matter how great or bad the results are. When it comes
weirdly enough, the DC Rebirth Titans weren't even that bad. It was just kind of.
What I'm saying is that in the cartoons, you never have Justice League or Justice League Unlimited meet anybody from Batman Beyond and vice versa, unless it's something special, like how Kronos fucked up the timeline, like how they did in Justice League Unlimited. But they never try and have other shows. They never really did try and have other shows join up until Batman's Superman Adventures. And I'm not saying Batman or Superman Adventures. I'm talking like The Batman and Superman Adventures.
Yeah, I know. And
Actually, I don't think they ever did anything with Teen Titans.
Anywho, it would be interesting to explore how Bruce would react to the fact that in one universe he ended up having a son with Talia, and Damian would just ask about Selena or anybody else, and Bruce would be like,
Wouldn't that mean that what Bruce did was gay, though, considering Ra's al Ghul took over his daughter's body?
Yeah, I'd have to address certain events that took place in that cartoon, and unfortunately...
Is that a big no homo moment, or is that like a big...
And unfortunately, I would end up having to address a very large pink elephant in the room.
Why did that sound like a cat?
If you're wondering what I'm referring to, does anybody recall that those tie-in comics where it was somewhat confirmed that Bruce may have done the do with Barbara?
Yeah, it's been implied.
Yeah, that can go fuck itself.
Yeah,
exactly. I never really saw that as a good
I'd end up having to address that, just be like, and Damien just be like, how dare you?
You can address that by not actually addressing it.
They keep mentioning it in DC Comics. They have to stop.
Hey, you can just not bring things up.
I know, but it's just us like it's a form of, I was gonna be doing it as like a form of criticism for that decision.
Oh, so sort of like how Ben Reilly joined the Spider-Man multiverse in the Spider-Man the animated series, and Spider-Man's like, oh, this is like something out of a back comic book.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I get you.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, still though. How old was Barbara when they did the deed?
I think she was college age, but
doesn't really help. That could mean
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I wish I had a more descriptive way.
Yeah, I went to college with a few people who were 17 years old when they got in.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to get the puffs out so I can give.
Honestly, even if she was like 25 or something, it's still kind of weird having Barbara go with Bruce.
All right, now I finally get the catalog on.
Bruce isn't into other bats. He's into the interspecies shit, you know.
You know what's funny? I actually enjoyed it when Barbara would always flirt with him and mess with him, and like Bruce would just get a little like flustered. But that's about like that's about it. Because I thought it was funny that like the rich playboy that can pretend to like a lot of the girls.
Sadly, that was also heavily implied. Their supposed relationship was heavily implied in that Batwoman thing.
Oh my God! Stop!
Wait. Are we talking about Mystery of the Batwoman?
Yeah, Mystery of the Batwoman.
Oh, we still need to watch that movie one day.
Yeah, it's up there. It also has the best Batman moment.
I have that over here on my shelf, along with Harley Quinn and Superman Unbound, All-Star Superman, The Dark Knight Returns movies, Gods and Monsters, the Batman 60-something cartoon movies. Doom the Camp.
Would Ant-Man and his giant form stand a chance against the Titan?
And Killing Joke. Depends on which Titan. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the night, guys.
After I'm done with this boss, I'll call it.
I got some grinding done. That's about it.
Yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Excuse me.
We're making a unicorn take a shit.
Yeah, remember when he nailed himself and then all of his future babies went? That's about it.
Oh,
See ya.
Keegan. I'm struggling to pick which one to stream first. Should I stream Rhythm Heaven Fever or should I stream the Street Fighter 6 demo first?
Stream whatever you feel like, man.
And I'm struggling to pick which one though.
Okay, so the reason I have such difficulty with Huff and Puff is due to the fact that this guy spawns henchmen when you hit him. So it's like I could keep going. It's like I gotta bring him down, but I gotta make sure that I bring him down low enough to which he can't fully heal. If that makes any sense to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why am I button mashing? Dang, these guys don't do any damage. These guys can't do any damage to me. It's kind of funny.
So I just saw the tweet. Fly me to the moon, let me kick its fucking ass. Let me show it what it learned in my moon jujitsu class.
What?
From account fuck the moon, with the O's being zeros. And I asked ChatGPT to write a song about destroying the moon. And the first verse goes like this. In the depths of the night, a thought takes hold. A reckless desire, a story yet untold. A madness in our hearts, an unthinkable tune. Let's weave a tale of destroying the moon.
Lol, what?
Oh, this sounds funny. Oh, the moon, the celestial crown, a beacon of hope never let us down. But tonight we dream of a world anew where shadows fall and the moon is through. With hands intertwined, we plot our design to shatter the heavens, leave no stars to shine. A cosmic revolution, a daring display to defy the cosmos and pave our own way. Oh, the moon, the celestial crown, a beacon of hope, never let us down. But tonight we dream of a world anew where shadows fall and the moon is through. We gather our strength, an audacious brigade against the forces that say our dreams can't be made. With science and madness, we'll set the stage for a symphony of chaos in this lunar outrage. The countdown begins, our hearts set to race, as rockets ignite, leaving Earth's embrace. A collision of metal, a thunderous boom. We unleash our fury, destroying the moon.
The Dr. Seuss right there.
And as the fragments scatter, the night turns to day, a cosmic debris field in the Milky Way. In this empty expanse, a lesson we've learned. The moon's destruction leaves our soul yearn. For the moon, the celestial crown, a beacon of hope never let us down. May we find solace in its eternal grace, and cherish its presence in every face.
And Huff and Puff is down.
Yay.
With 32 experience points. Nice!
Was this written by
Zack Snyder.
Dr. Seuss?
And directed by Zack Snyder.
No, the song I wrote is not written by Dr. Seuss. While Dr. Seuss is known for his whimsical and imaginative style of writing, the song does not follow a specific rhyme scheme or characteristic wordplay. Hey, I call bullshit on that, ChatGPT. It was created based on the style and context provided in your request. I didn't provide any style or context in your request. The only question I asked was for you to write a song about destroying the moon.
Okay, so I finally got the 6th Star Spirit, thus ending Chapter 6.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
So it is that Mario and party defeated Cruel Cloud Huff and Puff and sets free the 6th Star Spirit, The thick clouds that once cast dark shadows have gone, and Flower Fields is bathed in sunshine again. A single star spirit waits to be rescued, waits to take its place in the Star Sanctuary. Perhaps you will see Princess Peach soon. Perhaps. Just wait and see. Kammy Koopa, who watches impatiently from Bowser's castle, is waiting too. For you to try and save them. Alrighty then, that'll be it for me. So we'll see you guys on Saturday for Kung Fu Panda. I made a mistake last time we did a DreamWorks movie. It's Kung Fu Panda we're doing, because we're doing in the DreamWorks trilogies in release order.
Yep.
So look forward to that. And on Friday, I will not be here.
Kevin will be in the chat though. He's required to.
No, I'm not.
You can just give snide remarks. You don't even have to watch it. Just be there.
Anywho.
Anyways, we're done for today. Bye everybody.